Bob, can you have too much Halloween?
Bob, you're looking good over there, Bob.
Bob.
I think Bob's getting a little full of himself.
I gave it away a little bit.
I mean, Bob, if you glued that thing onto your body,
Uh-huh.
how many chicks do you think you'd get? 24.
How awesome is this damn
Yeah,
thing?
it's pretty cool.
This was in the. If you went to my haunt day, you'd know that this was in the witch's hut,
Yeah.
hanging from the wall. Just I don't even know where this came from. Some other haunt, and they gave it to the haunt. So it's just this magnificent, huge, big-headed witch thing. I'm not even sure what exactly.
Pick
she
it up
is.
and show them like the hand and
That's
everything.
what don't use that camera angle. I'm sorry. All right, the camera angle is stopped.
So it's hanging from a tree?
Hanging from a tree, from a wall, whatever you want to attach it to. But I just thought I'd bring it because she's
Yeah, no, it's cool.
she's pretty awesome. Goodbye, witchy.
Pretty cool.
Very exciting stuff, Bob.
I'm excited.
2 more days, Bob.
Yes.
I know,
Oh,
it's so
big
close.
day.
Around Halloween, I get very excited because Dunkin' Donuts has the best pumpkin muffin I've ever had.
Oh, yeah?
Huh?
Yep.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're
It's ridiculous.
decadent, but man, just
Yeah. I know. I mean, I'll have one a year.
sure, absolutely.
So
Say hello
So?
to my not so little friend. Oh,
what
maybe I
what
should-
day is it? What's the date? What's
Today is
happening?
the 29th of October. Oh, right. I forgot. I had to actually do the intro. Here it is. Today is
I think I moved it.
the 29th of October, which is... Why is the thing not popping up? Hold on. It's showing on one of them. All Bob's Eve. That's what we're calling it right now. Okay. It is... Oh, I forgot to write another thing. Planet of the Apes. We'll see it. We'll read something about that. Wind farms. There's the UAP thing. Somebody was sending us that.
UAPs.
UAP, and then we'll do some TikTok, some other weird stuff. We have some other videos that we can jump to in just a second.
There's a bottomless pit of nonsense happening
Oh my
online
God! At all times, everywhere.
at all times.
Yeah, and it's just getting worse. Not getting better, getting worse.
It's getting worse and not better. Also, it's my baby's birthday today.
Happy
which is
birthday,
fun.
baby.
Yeah.
Ian, Eric is in the chat.
Eric.
Yep.
Oh, Eric. What's up, Eric?
What's up, man?
You should be working.
Eric
Get back
who?
to work, Eric.
Eric.
Just kidding.
Eric is an Unreal designer,
He's
developer.
unreal.
He has other skills that I'm wholly unaware
Nunchuck
of.
skills.
Nunchucks.
But yeah, so Eric did the background for the Political Reality podcast.
They haven't even seen that yet.
Yeah, which is coming out
Where's the-
we're having our first couple of episodes edited right now. So yeah, the
Right
ball is
now.
moving forward, people.
It's happening.
And season 3 of AQ6 is all. We have 4 episodes that we recorded
That's
that
true,
are
that's a
also
lot.
being edited.
Yeah.
I like.
So the recording schedule is happening. Now they're in the pipeline getting, post-produced.
Yeah, somebody said it
It's in the
so
pipe.
unbelievably well. I really thought the internet was going to make us all smarter. I was so wrong.
Oh yeah, that actually
Yeah.
brings up a good picture that I found. I think actually somebody sent us. In,
Here's the
so I
thing.
can't deny it.
It
Go
depends on how you measure it.
Ah.
In a lot of ways, it is making us smarter,
Mm-hmm.
and just technology in general. IQs have actually been increasing over time,
I thought IQs was BS.
like 3 points per decade.
Right. But that's for many decades it's been happening. It's not just an internet
Oh yeah,
thing.
and for the last 20 to 25 years, one researcher, Miller, has been using the same measure of civic scientific literacy, and that's also been increasing over the last 25 years.
So what's the problem?
I don't think it's that people are are dumber or that they're not getting smarter. I think that access, depending on what you mean by that, but access to information means people have more information. They know more stuff. The problem is there's so much misinformation and disinformation, and people are getting overwhelmed with other narratives.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's the ability to sort through the information. It's not just the information itself or access to information. It's the ability to think about it critically. So you could say that we have a need for critical thinking, but it's just saying like people are not getting smarter is actually problematic. You can't really say that because by a lot of measures we are actually.
Great.
Would you say not so much smarter, but more knowledgeable?
Yeah, it depends. As I said, it depends on how you define it
Right.
operationally. If you define it by scientific literacy, actually people are getting more scientifically literate over time. For example, IQs have been trending up.
Yeah, ENS, isn't IQ kind of bullshit?
It's not bullshit. It is what it
flawed.
is.
Yeah.
It's just not perfect.
Not
It's
perfect,
flawed in a lot of ways,
Right.
but we use it. It does measure something. It just may not be measuring what you think it's measuring,
Right.
right?
So if I say you're a low IQ person, what does that mean?
Yeah, as a low IQ person. So, like we use it clinically as a marker of neurological function because it is measuring something.
And doesn't it also dictate how much you should charge somebody?
No, and we break it down. There's like full score IQ. There's verbal IQ.
Yeah.
There's a problem solving IQ. There's different. You could break it down into different subcategories.
Plus, if someone's measured at an 80 IQ and someone's measured at 150, that sets up some expectations that are pretty valid when dealing
Totally.
with that person. I mean, this is something being measured there, right? But what exactly is being measured that we really can't say with any.
Well,
with any
there's
clarity.
biases within the test too, right? Like there's something you
Absolutely,
have to
sure.
account for or something like that.
More
Well, again,
importantly-
there may be like cultural biases
Right,
in
like that
there,
kind of
other
stuff.
kinds of biases, but that's kind of around the edges. That's on the margins. It's not like, oh yeah, you had an 80 IQ because of racial biases. No, that's not how it works.
I
Yeah.
think my anecdotal information is more important than actual statistics.
Sure.
In my view,
Mm-hmm.
people are dumber.
Okay.
The processing is less,
Okay.
and the bullshit meter is extraordinarily high.
Well, what is the bullshit meter metering? Like
How full of
much
shit they
bullshit?
are.
Oh, how full of shit, not
Yeah.
how much shit they're.
Yeah,
finding
I
is
mean, but
bullshit.
you got to be careful. That's our bias because
Yeah.
of what we do.
Yeah.
And I can usually, I could reliably always get you guys by playing into your bias that people are dumber, everything is worse. You know what I mean? The government's
Designs are
always
fiction.
But
does the wrong
Steve,
thing.
it
I know,
is
but
what's
it's objectively not correct. It again depends on what metric you're
Yeah.
looking at.
Right.
You have to be skeptical of that too, and things are not always objectively getting worse. A lot of things are getting better.
Here's a meme that somebody sent us in to kind of illustrate that. I still think my favorite thing that's ever happened to me on the internet is the time a guy said, people change their minds when you show them facts. And I said, actually, studies show that's not true. And linked 2 sources. And he said, yeah, well, I still think it works.
Wow, that's awesome
It's
right
pretty
there.
emblematic.
If that
That's
went one layer deeper,
awesome.
I think my mind would have exploded.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it.
It sometimes works.
It sometimes,
But not a lot of
occasionally
times.
All right, I think I can clarify things.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Oh, you can?
In the if you're looking at things like in a decade view, to a 25-year view, things are trending in a good direction. But we happen to be living during one of the worst downturns of all
Yeah,
time.
it's doing this, right? And so, but you can't overreact to the most
Yeah.
recent
I
down.
can emotionally
click.
react to the shit environment that I live in now, right?
Well,
Yeah,
you
but you're
can,
making
but-
statements of fact.
Look, everybody
Yeah, but
believes me.
Steve, it might be doing this, but at one of those bottoms, there's, oh yeah, what's that fine print? Oh, apocalypse. Okay.
I think we're going to hit the apocalypse absorption wall there. Is that what you think is
I
happening?
mean, look, the fact that we're laughing and everything, we're all trying to remain positive. You know, we want to be
I'm not.
positive, but we all lived through the misinformation age, which means that
Living
the
through it.
proliferation of everything that we fight against has exploded. We've seen the rejection of expertise and of institutional knowledge. And we've seen a political downturn in the country that we grew up in and lived our entire lives in, to where we went from a thriving economy and things looking pretty good to we're in a
Crisis.
A
All right,
crisis.
but there's biases in the way you access and process information.
Of course, I'm not saying
And
there's not.
you have to be aware this problem predates the internet. You could make certain statistical predictions about what people will believe based upon the kinds of information that they consume, right?
Yes.
You watch daytime television, you will believe certain things that are not true fairly predictably.
Yes,
for example.
like all doctors walk around with their
Yeah,
arms up,
right.
right?
Or like far greater percentage of the population are physicians and lawyers than they actually are. What political party you belong to also massively distorts your view of reality. But also, even if you're trying to be as objective as possible and as neutral as possible, nonpartisan as possible, there's still a few information biases that it's hard to get away from. One is we tend to focus a lot on the political class, but the political class is not society and it's not culture. It is one narrow slice of our society.
Yeah, I agree with
It has an outsized impact, but it's not, right? Just because the political class has lost their freaking mind doesn't mean that our society generally has. And then 2, the media is attracted to, it's clickbait, right?
Yeah.
They are going to present the most outrageous version of reality that's happening out there. That's also not reality.
Yes.
And 3, social media tends to amplify the most radical extreme voices and again, the outrageous clickbait. And that's not an accurate reflection of reality either.
Like, what is reality then?
Well, but the thing you're saying, like you're making statements about society. You're talking about what does the average person believe? What do most people believe? How do they think? What's happening out there in the real world? Most people are keeping their head down and doing their jobs and living their life and are perfectly reasonable when you talk to them, right? It is that sort of, well, like my teacher's good, but other teachers are bad. Like everyone
Yeah.
thinks that their little bubble of reality is normal and good and everything's fine, but the rest of the world's going to shit because that's what they see on TV and that's what they read on the internet. That's what everybody else is saying. But everyone's little bubble is actually quite fine when you really think, when you look at the
Sure, to
details
them, yeah.
statistically.
Yeah.
No, not just to them, just statistically.
Is that the
you know,
fundamental?
we're
attribution
not
of
doing
it?
bad. Things are actually going fairly well. Again, depending on what your time frame
Except-
is and what your
Yeah,
metrics
things are going well, except there's a madman that controls the most
Well,
powerful
yes, that's-
military that ever existed. Besides that, things are going good
Yeah.
depending on how you look at it.
That's
better.
basically what I'm saying. I agree. I'm not saying that the problems are not problems, but don't fall into the easy thinking that's everything. That everything's getting worse. People
I
are
didn't
getting
say
dumber.
that. I didn't say that.
But it could feel that way. It could feel like civilization's gone off the rails when we're really talking about a fairly short-term political movement, fairly short-term kind of social effects, and we'll get through this era. Now, yes, there are absorption walls. There are things that could happen that will have generational effects, and we certainly hope that those things don't happen.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to minimize the threat of having a madman like Trump. Have you guys seen? Speaking of which,
Uh-oh.
have
Here
you
we
seen
go.
The House of Dynamite?
No.
The what?
Huh?
You
The
have to
House?
watch this.
What
It's
is
a
this?
movie.
Okay.
It's on Netflix. You could watch it.
The
on
House of Dynamite. What's
Yeah,
the genre?
It's about what would happen
Idris
if
Elba.
somebody launches a nuclear
Ooh.
missile at the United States.
See, that's too real. I'm
It's
not interested.
It's absolutely real. It is meant to be
yeah.
as realistic as possible.
Okay. Did it actually blow
What's-
people up?
Just watch it. I want to tell
No,
you.
like real people.
No.
Yeah, yes.
But
Well,
anyway,
special effects budget.
Yeah.
was
It does
limited.
make you think, holy fuck, what would happen if that scenario were unfolding and Trump were president and
God.
all of his flunkies were in all these key positions you're watching people in? That is genuinely scary. I'm not saying that
Yeah,
those kind of scenarios are not scary.
Is it like a
that kind of scary. I don't need right now.
Is it a single season show or
It's one show. It's a movie.
It's a
it's a
movie.
movie? Okay.
See,
What if we launch a missile at ourselves, though?
yeah, right.
We nuke ourselves.
Yeah, one of the things you were talking about, Steve, that it reminded me of Foundation, where it's
Yeah.
like, the galactic civilization is going to break up into these feudal, like, solar systems, right? And so for 1,000 years, it's going to be like pretty bad for 1,000 years, and then it'll be over. But like, okay, we just got to wait a millennia, and then things will start getting better again. Like, I don't want to
Just to broaden your perspective a little bit.
All right, let's broaden our perspective a little bit with somebody. I tasked somebody in the Discord to go try a Japanese pizza.
Whoa.
And they
A
went,
Japanese pizza?
they went to
Is that a thing?
Harajuku. Yeah, they went to Harajuku, which actually apparently
Apparently.
has somewhat
I'm so
decent
sorry about that, guys.
pizza culture.
Can
So,
we
like
get
in
a
certain
closer
areas.
look?
Yeah, I'll zoom in. So like this is Tron. They went to Harajuku restaurant, thick fluffy dough. They're saying it's like an inch thick, so kind of like a
Nice.
focaccia-esque maybe pizza.
That's fine with me, man.
I don't know how we got onto the topic of pizza in the
What's
Discord,
on
but
it?
it happens. I mean, it's
It
just red
looks
sauce and cheese.
conventional.
It's
All
pretty,
right.
pretty
Yeah, moots
straightforward.
and,
Kind of looks like a deep dish.
Anything
at a
weird on there like
restaurant.
eel?
So we
or-
have three things to
Blowfish.
talk. Ian, there's
straightforward.
three things here. We have the bread,
Huh?
we have the sauce,
Yes.
and we have the cheese.
Right.
Sauce cheese bread.
Now, right out of the
bread.
gate, and I'm
this is
sure
the-
I'm
this
sure
is
it's
the pizza. What
fine.
is
It's
that?
fine, just like Big Y pizza's fine. You know what I mean? Like most pizza is.
It's more than fine, my friend. I
But-
almost brought it today. I almost brought Big White Pizza today, but they were closed.
So this would be my assessment if I was sitting at the table with this person and this was the piece of pizza I had in front of me. One, the dough looks too thick and a little
Great green
undercooked.
drink. Yeah, that probably
It could
is
be a
true.
little
I
doughy.
Mean,
Could
it
be a little
could be.
doughy.
It could be like a deep dishy, like Pizza Hut style. You know what I mean? Like in that pan, kind of oily thing. I mean, it does look a little cafeterial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a little bit compared to New York style pizza. A lot of cheese on the crust.
Yeah,
which
there's
is
a lot of
interesting.
cheese on there.
An
The other thing
interesting
I'm
situation.
noticing is that the sauce. Now, people have
Yeah.
different opinions, but for the most part, pizza sauces are not pre-cooked; they're cooked while they're in the oven.
Absolutely, you should not use pre-cooked.
Right. But this sauce looks extraordinarily red,
Uh huh.
which is giving me information about how it was prepared.
Well, but it's hard to see that over a monitor.
It is
though.
hard to see. Yeah, I
As,
mean,
as we've learned recently, you cannot trust the colors you see.
Well, do
on-
you think the tray is
computer
red or
monitors.
orange?
the tray's white? What do you mean? Oh, the
It's
tray
a
under
tray
the plate
under
the
is
plate.
red.
And like the letters on the plate are red, the tray's red.
Presumably, yeah.
I'm trusting the color
I
here.
mean, look how green that green is. Though.
Is anybody? All right, hold on. There's-
Wait, but
there's-
it could be maybe that tray is not as vibrant as it looks on that monitor. And
Yeah,
that would
could
make
be
the
an
choice. That means the
HDR.
sauce is not as vibrant. I hear where you're going. When that sauce is like way, way, way too red, it's not good sauce.
yeah, I
Does
mean,
that bread look a little sketchy? A little.
yeah, but it's yeah. Like I'm also
who knows?
seeing.
a little ragu-y. but
It
maybe,
looks
I
like there's a
don't
lot of oil in the bread. The cheese
it's
looks
thick.
totally fine. I would have probably personally liked the pizza to have been cooked longer.
Yeah, it looks like it's a little undercooked. But the thing is, you would have to taste it to see.
know. Yeah, so they gave it a rating of I think 6 out of 10.
Okay.
I'll believe that.
Is that a
you know,
Japan rating or a world rating?
I think Best part is the crust, they said, and quote unquote crust, which is a good point, where the cheese dripped over and got crispy. I don't know, 6 out of 10 maybe. I guess the best pizza I've had in Japan, because I don't go to Japan for pizza.
Yeah, who goes
So
there
there's
for
that.
pizza? But I try it when we
But if
finally
we go to Japan, it could
Sure, I would
be-
try that.
It could be a spot to go. Anyway,
I think
thank
we
you
should
for
try
the.
pizza in every continent
I mean, that would be a fun
of the world and rate it.
series.
All right,
to
now,
make it
now I'm
happen.
looking at your shirt.
Mikey,
and
hey
in
Mikey.
real life, that is almost identical to the monitor that's
that,
showing.
Yeah,
us.
but that's our camera.
well, I'm
That
just-
says more about our color correction.
But
than
it
our
is more
camera.
information, is it not?
It means the monitor itself is fine, but it doesn't tell us anything about
The quality of the picture.
everything else. Yeah, the picture itself.
Okay, well, we have to look into.
Well,
these
we
things.
have some more red to look at, Bob. I don't know if you want to show some of this.
Oh, so
Because
I-
of Halloween.
So this, yeah, I think that looks so amazing. So this is just something that I took an image from the internet of a zombie and tweaked it. You know, like I took a chunk out of his head, I added ribs, I fixed his hands, cut it out of plywood, and then put lights behind it, and put it against the wall last night. And I'm just like, damn, that looks a
So
little.
that's a physical object.
That's a physical object. The black is plywood that's painted black, and there's Christmas lights behind it that reflect off the wall and then back at your eyes. So it's
to
got
silhouette
this,
it. Yeah, I like that effect.
How tall
And-
is he?
It looks
he's-
like one of the victims
he's-
from
he's
season
like-
4 of Stranger Things.
It's like 5'8". That's like 5'7", 5'8". It's tall.
Yeah, it's big.
It's big.
It's life size.
That's ours.
And so yeah, just wanted to show that because that's just like, damn, that looks. I have to full disclosure. It looks a little bit better in the picture than it does in reality because of the way the light is.
That's like a lightsaber.
Now, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bob,
it
just out of
glows
curiosity,
extra.
what color is that in real life?
That's a good point.
it's close enough.
Close.
Damn
Pretty close?
Yeah,
Pretty
very
close.
close.
You know, the iPhone, cell phones in general will sometimes intensify the color,
Yeah.
and also
Yeah.
will have bigger delineation between the lights and dark. So in real life, Bob, is there like a black spot between the body and the arm, or is that all just red when you see it for real? You know what I'm asking?
you mean between the head and the arm on the left
no,
side
the,
there?
the arm that's on our right,
Yeah,
and his chest cavity where the ribs are, you can see like a black smudge
Right.
between them. Which
gotcha. I see
is
it.
that? Do you see that in real life?
I
when
don't
you look at
remember.
it?
I
don't
do
remember.
this. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Do this. Look at the image with one eye at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Like go back and forth.
Yeah.
Is the color saturation of each of your eyes identical, or do you see a little bit of a difference when you go back and forth?
Same.
My eyes are perfectly symmetrical.
Mine have always been a little different.
Wow, you're weird.
I have a little bit more color saturation with like my left eye than my
Oh, that's
right.
cool.
Well, yeah, but you also have some type of color blindness.
I have
right?
red green
red green.
problem. Yeah, but I think that's probably unrelated. I think. Who knows? But you have to remember, and you guys know this, that when you take an image, digital image, it's raw, and then when NASA takes a picture, it's raw data, and then it has to be processed to create an image with color and all that stuff,
course.
right?
Oh, you mean edited?
No, yeah, there is no such thing as like you're never looking at raw data when you're looking at an image. You're looking
Right.
at something that was processed,
Yeah.
and that processing is always going to involve things like color saturation and edge enhancing. And guess what? Your brains do the same thing. You're not looking at raw images with your eyes
Right.
and your brain. Your brain is processing that image phenomenally
That's
all
why-
the way down the chain.
That's why we're subject to illusions.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
all based off of our brain trying to make decisions.
So we're just throwing in a couple of more layers here when we're talking about the image processing and the monitor processing of the image. But there is no true image at any stage.
Does
even
my
to your
brain
eye.
does my brain use LUTs?
What's LUTs?
Yeah.
LUTs is basically like a filter that changes the color temperature. The
It's like color grading.
Yeah, but
it's
you-
called a lookup table.
you could do, but you could also do other things with LUTs, like add like
Yeah, you can make stylize videos and
Stylized
stuff like
stuff.
that. Speaking of what we see, here's a little.
Oh, yeah.
This is the classic one, but this is not the actual
look
original.
at that.
image.
Look at that.
But this is somebody who bought the dress and then showcased like it in dark versus it in light on the same.
That is
Blue
a
and black
fan-
versus silver and
a
white.
fantastic
so-
Yeah, it's
way.
all lighting. Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
lighting. So if you just block one side, you see it very clearly.
yeah. I mean, I could see that. I mean, does it really look that whitish silver in a bright light or not?
I mean, yeah, it could be
To
the
some-
camera also.
to
that's
some people,
doing
for
that
sure.
Effect,
Some
but-
people will. I guess they have different dividing lines where it switches over from
It's all 4 colors.
the two different ways people see it.
But you
right?
could clearly see that the really white part is overexposed because
Yeah,
we
it
don't
looks that
see
way.
the horizontal lines that well when you get to the very end.
Right.
Somebody
oh yeah.
must have done a Halloween costume where it's like this, where it's like they painted it blue.
yeah,
specifically. I'm sure
explicitly,
that's
yeah.
what
Actually,
they did.
that might be what we're seeing.
What?
We might not be seeing something that is mostly based on light. It could be a Halloween costume that has been painted. Like
Well,
you
I
said.
mean, yeah, they
that
could have. I
glares-
think it's light.
the
It-
That would
glare
be-
is
but that would be
unmistakable.
does this exist? Because it would be a fun costume, if, like, split down the middle
yeah,
with the two
blue.
different colors.
Yeah, I'm sure that somebody must have done that.
Yeah, that's kind of a brilliant
15-year-old
Halloween
meme at this
costume.
point, I think, right? Wait, we had some videos, right, Bob? You sent
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So let me see if I can pull those up real quick, if I can. It doesn't like me. Hold on, stand by. Let me just add this to the thing because it's being weird. Oh, no, wait. Screen share, video, media. Is there audio on it, or does it not matter? Doesn't matter. The audio, presumably.
Yeah, probably not. It's not critical.
All right. Whoops.
oh my God,
No.
Is it?
Crap.
It's all right. Okay, hold on. Let me.
Can you-
I'll.
I'm disoriented.
All right. Just imagine. Turn your head 90 degrees for
Yeah,
the
so
time being.
You can't rotate it,
I
Ian.
can. It just to take a second.
Yeah, so that's
Where'd it go?
that's my treasure room in our pirate ship at the haunt.
And that's the way you say it, Bob.
What?
Treasure.
Treasure.
That's right.
Treasure. So this is in the bow of the ship. It's the last thing people see before they exit, and it's probably my best pirate treasure display I've ever made.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Look at the coins. Look at the coins.
Oh, great,
No
Bob.
human stacks
Don't
coins
touch
like that.
anything. Right? Anybody? No. Okay. Okay. So that was that first
right.
video.
I kept saying that all the time. Ian.
Goonies.
Don't touch my treasure.
Oh wait, this one. Is,
Ian, do you think Bob is going to have a trademark problem if we?
So that is my daughter Ashley on the right and Jay's daughter Olivia
That's so
on the
funny.
left.
Wait, hold on.
In my graveyard at the haunt. Probably one of the best nights I've ever had in a graveyard with these two and Cormac, Ashley's boyfriend, and my zombie partner Amanda. We had an amazing time. It was so funny.
cute.
Those two were so fantastic, just totally committing to the role of a
Yeah,
zombie.
your young daughter Jay was one of the best actors in the home.
I'm not surprised.
Nice.
And Olivia doesn't eat intestines like that at home.
Oh,
which I find
Yeah,
she's
with-
a little
Why
more
doesn't she eat
into it.
that way at home?
Yeah, my daughter is like, she's one of those people that just has the acting thing. You know what I mean? Like she just
Yeah.
is a
Oh
very,
my God, yeah.
Yeah, she's got like a big personality.
She's a
and
ham-a-lot.
She's a ham-a-lot.
Ham.
Yeah, I mean, she goes for it. She's not afraid to go for it.
Yeah,
which
she
is
commits.
fantastic.
Commit to the bit.
Actually, those videos were not taken in portrait mode. It was actually right. You just put it into a portrait.
Well, I think the
orientation.
Well, the second one was 9 or 16 by 9, but I think the first one was vertical. But either way. All right, let's move on to some
UAPs?
other topics. We could do some UAPs. You want to go jump
Yeah,
over to
and then wind
UAPs?
farms.
And then we have some other fun, weird things to go. So, did you guys look up some stuff about the UAPs that are happening that the government's talking about?
I mean,
Whoops.
yeah, I mean, I read the study.
Uh-huh.
There's just not. First of all, so this is a preprint, right? Not peer reviewed. They looked at the Palomar telescope, I believe. They looked at data from sky surveys from 49 to 57. And you know why they chose 57 as the end date?
No.
Satellites.
Yep, Sputnik.
Yep,
That was Sputnik. So they said,
Yep.
so we'll look basically at the decade prior to artificial satellites to see if there are any transients, on the sky surveys, and to see if those transients correlate with either nuclear weapons testing or UFO sightings. Right now, what they're now calling UAP sightings. Yeah, Mick West has been doing some analysis.
Oh,
of
that's
this.
the guy. Right,
Yeah,
Mick is the guy.
Mick is the guy.
So good.
And they said, yeah, so the probability of seeing a transient on the Palomar data was correlated with nuclear testing and with UFO sightings. So they just say this may give us information or way of figuring out what these transients are. But of course, the UFO community is like, see, there were UFOs before there were satellites. These must be aliens.
What? Because
of
there's
course
more
is-
white dots on the picture.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
they're what a transient is. Like if you're looking at the stars in the sky, and then something streaks across your telescope,
Yeah.
right? That's a transient.
Well, that couldn't be like dust in outer space.
Well, it's just sometimes we can identify what the transients are, and sometimes we can't. And if you can't identify them, then you have a UAP. You have an unidentified aerial phenomenon. So they're saying they're looking at the unidentified transients. That doesn't mean that there's no plausible explanations for what they could be. Right. So keep in mind, one of the correlations that they found was with nuclear weapons testing. Right. So this is just flash from the nuclear weapons.
Right.
So here's the other thing. So 49 to 57 was the decade leading up to Sputnik. So there were no artificial satellites in orbit around the Earth during that time.
Right.
That doesn't mean we weren't testing the shit out of rockets during that time, though,
Right. Yeah,
right?
Sure, of course.
So a lot of these could be rockets, could be stages of rockets coming back into, falling back down to Earth. The Soviets obviously had a massive program at the time. Getting to the point where you can launch anything into an orbital trajectory that takes a long time to do that. That's a lot of testing. You know what I mean?
yeah, a lot of
That's
launches.
That's a lot of launches.
A lot of potential transients, I guess, is
a lot of potential
bottom line.
transients. And it would not be surprising if, say, a rocket stage reentry caused UFO sightings and a
Sure.
transient, right?
Yeah.
So, again, this is one study. I don't know. It was preprint. It's not even peer reviewed. But even if we take the data at face value, as we know, like we talk about scientific studies, there's always like, what's the data show? And then how do people interpret the data?
Yeah.
Or what do they say about what the data might mean? So even if we take the data for granted, yes, there's a correlation between UFO sightings and transients and nuclear weapons testing, like basically blowing up nuclear bombs and transients. Okay. It's way premature to interpret that as having anything to do with alien visitation, right?
Right.
Because we're still left with, okay, people are seeing things that are both transients and reported as UFO sightings,
Right.
which could be still the
It doesn't-
usual list of things that we.
Right. It's back down to I don't know what it is, so therefore it's not necessarily a UFO. You
Right.
got to check off a
an
dozen
alien,
other
you mean.
boxes
It
first.
doesn't
Yeah, so they-
matter what people designate it as. It's perfectly useless information. Only thing that we know is that it's very likely that something passed across the field of view. That's what we know.
So, the data shows that it correlates with UFO sightings and with there's a statistical correlation.
Yeah, but when people are reporting,
And it's not even like they can't even say this UFO sighting is this transient. They're just saying in the day before and after the transient, there was an uptick in UFO sightings.
which means
Right.
It's hard to know what that means.
But UFO sightings, from a science perspective, are meaningless. Like if they saw something, they saw something. We don't know what it was.
well, in terms of exactly, but they're trying to say that this is a way of figuring out what they are by trying to correlate that with other stuff happening. But I don't think it gets us very far. And the other way to look at this is they've removed one thing from the long list of possibilities that could be UFOs, and that is satellites in orbit. But they did not eliminate, again, all of the
Right.
rocketry and rocket testing and other things that make it possible
Right.
to put something into orbit.
and don't forget, you're saying a terrestrial satellite. What if it's an alien satellite? Right?
Yeah.
Well, that's their point, though. Jay.
Yeah.
What point
Well,
are
I
you trying
think
to
I'm
make?
agreeing with them. No. What I'm saying is, like on their list, yes, the world, the Earth did not put up anything in low Earth orbit.
There were no artificial satellites in orbit during this time period.
Right.
But according to them, it could be an alien object.
Well, I
orbiting
mean,
us.
the UFO, not
Yeah.
sure. But my point is, there's like 100 things on the list of what could be a UAP or a transient that's not an alien spacecraft.
Yeah.
They only took one of those things off the list. And now,
Right.
if you had that data from 50 years previously, that would be then there were more things you take off the list, right? Because then that's before like rocket programs were
Right.
happening.
Yeah. But yeah.
You know,
That
but
would've-
yeah, but the
we probably
years
don't have-
leading up to 1957, like that's not such a big deal. You know what I mean? The idea
Yeah.
that so even the data is not as useful as they're making it out to be. Is my point.
Right.
Yeah, and the other,
right.
we could,
Absolutely.
whenever we talk about this stuff, I start thinking about like, well, the origin of the whole UFO phenomenon, right?
Mhm.
Like, were people reporting seeing strange things in the skies in all of human history?
Yes. So you have to talk about the modern UFO phenomenon.
Right, that's
Right.
So we usually say that because if you just say the UFO phenomenon, do we count somebody who probably saw a meteorite 500 years ago, you know, or whatever?
Yeah.
But if you say the modern UFO phenomenon, there's a very clear starting point.
Yeah,
We
it-
know when that
It
started.
turned
Right.
on like a switch.
It was that's when
Flying saucers.
the term flying saucer was created. That was 47, I believe, when
Yeah, around
there.
there.
There was a UFO sighting. There was a pilot, and they described the object as skipping like a saucer on the water, and then the reporter said it was shaped like a flying saucer when he just said it was moving like a saucer, like
Right.
a skipping saucer. But that then solidified the image of a flying saucer in the minds of the
Oh,
public.
it's done.
Yes.
Yeah, it's done.
And then all subsequent UFO sightings, or many of them, sort of solidified around this notion of a saucer-shaped UFO.
Right.
But which to me, like whenever somebody said they saw a saucer-shaped UFO, that almost confirms that it wasn't an alien spacecraft because you know what I mean? Because you're
Yeah.
complying with something that was a mistake to begin with. Wouldn't that be an awful coincidence?
Yeah.
If the aliens were flying around in ships that were shaped like a mistaken, misinterpreted
Right. Yeah. Right.
phrase from one
But-
reporter.
But think about that. He said skipping like a saucer. That's bizarre.
Yeah,
Behavior.
It was clearly just some kind
right.
of
Even
light
that is,
phenomenon.
Yeah. Even that is ridiculous.
It's some kind of optical illusion.
Yeah.
probably.
What ship, alien or not, would have a skipping motion? That doesn't
Yeah.
sound very
It doesn't
efficient or
sound very,
safe. Or
or the lights could have been gesticulating on the ship or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the alien spacecraft concept that the movie Starman had, which was like it's just a big giant silver sphere, like a mirror like
Mm-hmm.
sphere. That to me is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but like a flying saucer, like other than the fact that it's implanted in our brains culturally, to me it's not very cool looking.
You're just talking about pure aesthetics.
Yeah, well, what would your aesthetic be for a flying saucer?
Well, yours from an alien spaceship, you mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry, an alien space. What would you prefer it be?
It depends on the type of ship. It also depends on a lot of things. So, like, the one big question is aerodynamics important or not? Right? Because you could think, oh, it's a vacuum of space. Yeah, but if you're traveling really fast, even the very, very low density of stuff in space still would have an effect. It would still cause drag, like noticeable drag.
Yeah.
So being streamlined
for high speed.
for high speeds
it's actually a good
matters.
thing.
That's
Actually
interesting.
matters.
Unless you've got some way to deal with it that goes beyond
Deflector
air,
shields.
Deflector shields.
dynamic
Yeah,
shape.
yeah. And you may want the drag, right? Or you may want to be scooping stuff up, or you may be using a solar sail. But we talked about this
Right.
when we wrote about solar sails. Like solar sails, like you have a big surface area. That's great for acceleration, but then becomes a drag once you get up to speed because now you're plowing through interstellar hydrogen with that big solar sail.
Right, and the kinetic energy of even an atom
Yeah.
is pretty nasty. Could destroy a ship if you're traveling at relativistic speed.
And then you reach a maximum speed, which is basically the homeostasis between
Right.
propulsion and drag.
right.
Right.
Now, could you collect that hydrogen and use it as fuel?
Well, that's the Bussard ramjet
Yeah,
right,
Bussard,
idea,
yeah.
where you have a big collector. You have basically a hydrogen fusion reactor, and you're collecting fuel as you go. However, I think
Latest studies
the latest
show
study
that-
showed that you would need to have the collector a mile wide.
Is that a big problem?
That's a non-trivial engineering problem. Yeah.
And even if memory serves, it's even worse than that.
Yeah.
It entered things that just make it completely impractical.
Like we don't have a material that could hold the structure that big.
Even in outer space?
Yeah.
That's a big problem.
Yeah. So collecting fuel as you go, of course, would help deal with the
The
weight
fuel
problem.
problem.
the
fuel equation, the rocket equation.
the rocket equation, which is devastating for.
But think about it, Jay, if you're accelerating at a
fuel
constant
and-
1g, 1 gravity, which is the whole idea behind the ramjet, right? Is that you want to have sustained acceleration to go to interstellar distances. So you want to be able to accelerate at 1g for years. right?
Sure, imagine
you can't
that.
carry the fuel for that, but if you're collecting the fuel along
As
the
you
way,
go.
you can. So that means your structure is under one gravity. That's like imagining that on the surface of the Earth. So imagine a radio dish 1 mile across under one gravity.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
That's a big deal. Yeah.
And then if you go too slow, you run out of fuel, and then you're stranded.
Well, that's the other thing. Is how much fuel do you collect at a given velocity is another part of the equation, which is why it has to be so big. And you have to get up to speed before it even becomes effective, because you're not going fast enough to collect enough hydrogen
yeah.
initially.
Yeah.
So the whole thing, it's like an interesting idea, but when you run the numbers, it's highly
Yeah.
problematic.
You know what
Yeah.
works well? Was it a pulse rocket where it actually ejects a nuke that then explodes, and there's a pusher plate on your ship that absorbs that energy, and gives you a putt of an engine, and that's efficient and.
Doesn't
Da-
sound uncomfortable though. Like you'd be constantly having.
Yeah,
an
be
explosion.
boom, boom.
That's why it'd be this big shock absorber. But,
Yeah.
but they've done tests and model that. That is for future rockets in the next century.
But how many nukes can you have on a ship?
Mini nukes, you could have thousands. Potentially, you could have thousands. That's extremely efficient space propulsion.
And it's okay to put all that radiation in outer space. It doesn't bother you.
And yeah,
You know how much more radiation there is in outer space?
Yeah, dumping lots of radiation in space is not a problem because it will dissipate. On Earth, yeah, obviously
Huge
not.
problem.
That's why you probably will never see a nuclear rocket and like an open cycle nuclear rocket. It would just devastate part of a continent as it took off.
All right, what's
What do you
next?
got next, Ian?
Next,
We demolished that topic.
Wind farms. You guys
Yes.
hear anything about wind farms?
Yeah, just
coming
remember
up,
that Trump hates them, and now it will do anything to
That-
Well, now they're gonna-
marginalize and
yes,
make them
something
seem
to-
bad.
They're doing something to try to get rid of
Yeah,
them. now,
the
right?
CDC is going to study them. No, wait.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's part of
Was
it.
it CDC? Yeah.
Kennedy directs CDC to study alleged harms of offshore wind farms.
Do you think they're going to find harm?
Well, if they're looking
Well,
for it.
I think it's almost
anyway.
guaranteed that they're going to find it because that's what they expect and want to find.
I mean, Trump has made it very clear that he, for some reason, hates wind farms.
Yeah, just like
And
why? I mean,
Well, I think there were wind farms around his Scottish.
I mean, it ruined the view of his
and there you
golf
go.
course or
That's-
something.
golf
Yeah,
course.
who
That's
knows?
all he needs.
Right, I
Just,
think that
you
was-
know, his feelings hurt, and then therefore there's
So
government
he's been
policy now.
spreading misinformation about wind turbines for years.
They killed
And
all
Kill
sorts.
birds.
So the Trump administration is doing lots of things to hamper wind energy and solar. So, like for example, like just bogging down the process of getting permitting, for example, which is kind of a passive aggressive way to do that, but it works because for any major project like that, you're calculating in the cost of construction, and you have to borrow all that money. Basically, you're financing it. Okay, we're going to have all this money available to finance this project. It's going to take this many years to complete it, and then it's going to start generating revenue.
Right.
Right, and then that will take so many years before we get to the payoff point.
Break even.
But when you delay the project, just delaying the project,
It just costs so much
the
money.
the costs go up because you have of inflation, and then you're borrowing money for longer and you're delaying the payback period, and so projects rapidly become financially infeasible just by delaying them
Yeah.
for a couple of years, which is really easy to do when you control all of the levers of
Right.
bureaucracy. Right, which is completely antithetical to their alleged ideology of we want to reduce bureaucracy, reduce the burden, and let the private sector, soar. Except for the things I don't like, and then I'm going to dial up the bureaucracy as high as it can go to kill those projects. Screw the free market. Screw what everyone else wants.
But everything is getting better.
Yeah, I didn't say everything. I definitely did not say everything. And this is it is short term. It depends on who wins the House in 2026. It depends on who wins the presidency in 2028. But it is, and I just was in this discussion too because I wrote a blog post about another study showing that sea level rise is going to be bad for hundreds of years. But it's hard to sustain any kind of policy action on climate change because they just don't survive to the
Next
the next
administration, yeah.
administration. And these projects often take years to really play themselves out.
It's so good for business, though.
It's terrible for business. I know you're being
business.
sarcastic,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's the
they need-
uncertainty it produces. That's the other thing, is that like they're clawing back some of the money that was allocated in the infrastructure bill to in the Inflation Reduction Act to clean energy projects. So now the industry is like, okay, so we cannot count on money. Even money that's given to us
Right.
can be taken away. And so we can't make business decisions with any kind of predictability, right?
Right. So what they don't then what they don't make
They don't make the
big
investments.
decisions.
They don't want to make the investments if they can't
Yep.
have some kind of reassurance of predictability.
Yeah.
And of course the
Classic,
Democrats
classic.
can do it against the oil industry too, right? It cuts both ways. They could make it difficult for the oil industry, and the Republicans make it difficult for wind and energy and
Yeah, but science,
Nuclear
the
even.
science of all of it clearly shows where we need to be going. Duh,
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can't,
and China's going there, so they'll take the lead.
Oh yeah.
they already have the lead.
Yeah.
And a lot of things.
Well,
Yeah, but so what this is an example of is the fact that they're going to do a study looking for harms of offshore wind turbines, like on fishermen, I think.
Yeah.
make the science.
Birds.
Which, even if the study is legitimate, it just shows you how your research priorities say a lot, right?
Yeah.
And can also have a huge effect.
You
And you
gotta
could
have it.
slow things down by
yeah.
choosing what you needs to be researched. But I agree with you. I'm not confident that their thumb won't be on the scale
Of course,
Oh
it
my
to
is.
God,
create the
yes.
kind of we're going to
guarantee it.
do a study to show if there's a link between vaccines and autism. Gee, I wonder what that's going to show.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a big mystery.
Yeah. Look at who they like hire to oversee the study. Like the guy that they did for that was just like basic a vaccine skeptic.
Yeah,
Or no,
I mean-
denier, vaccine denier.
Let's do a thought
So I wonder what
experiment,
he's gonna
shall we?
say.
Of all the things that are concerns for health in the United States, right? This is global, of course, but this is a United States centric thing because we're talking about RFK and his, power over what's going on in the United States. So, of all the things where you want to spend money to get people to do studies and to investigate and possibly do something about, this is one of the most important things that he's got going.
Well, that's the thing. I don't mind the notion in and of itself of doing research to look at the health effects of wind turbines or solar power or the safety of nuclear reactors or whatever. I don't care. That should all be researched. But the thing is, who should be determining these research priorities? Should this be coming from experts in the field who see the potential, who have information and can determine where we should be putting our research priorities?
Yeah.
Or should this be determined from the top down to service a political agenda?
Yeah.
Right? You know what my answer
Of
is. Right? It
course.
shouldn't be coming from top down from a political perspective. So I doubt this is, as you say, deserves the priority it's being given based purely on scientific grounds. It's being given the priority because Trump doesn't like wind turbines. Right?
Do you guys want to hear a Halloween joke?
And he likes oil and coal.
Okay.
And if you know the answer, don't say it because you gotta let the guy that tells the joke
it
get the
boo?
punchline, right? Ian,
Fair.
Uh-oh.
why did the Scarecrow get an award?
Why?
Oh, God. Come on.
Because he was
Everyone knows.
outstanding in his field.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Hello?
But,
Are you out there?
Crickets.
well, thank you for watching the stream today, everybody. That was... All right.
Look, I'm trying to bring some of the light here. Steve wants
Thanks
things to
for
be,
bringing the light.
you
Here,
know,
let me-
peppy and up, and I'm trying to bring
And I'm
it.
still waiting.
I don't think Steve has ever said for us to be peppy.
Steve, have you ever said the word peppy before?
Peppy? No.
Like Frank Pepe.
Pepe.
Pepe's
Pepe
Pizza.
Le Pew.
All right, well, and then lighter news, law enforcement has encountered some monkeys.
Oh, I heard about this.
Did you hear about
I
this?
did not hear about this. Tell me.
This truck that was transporting aggressive,
Aggressive?
large monkeys. had a car
They
accident.
monkeys, what
they were
species?
apparently
Apparently.
infected with COVID.
COVID-infected aggressive monkeys.
Aggressive monkeys.
What species of monkeys are we talking about?
when that
That's a good
happens.
question. Chat, tell us what species. But
Were they
this is the
illegal
species.
monkeys? Like this is an illegal monkey trade? or
No,
were
I
they-
think they were.
No,
being
from one
tested
lab to the
upon,
other.
lab-
Oh, they were just laboratory.
It was in Mississippi.
Oh,
the
not like
the
for
truck
illegal
fell
pet
over.
trade or something.
This is like
Oh,
right
rhesus
out
monkeys,
of 28 days
rhesus
later.
monkeys.
They were aggressive monkeys.
that were infected.
They were aggressive.
Yeah, they
meaning
had the
like
rage
They're
virus.
wicked,
Yeah.
dangerous. And
Yeah.
were they bred to be aggressive? Were they angry about something that happened to them? Like we don't know.
They clearly
Now,
had the rage virus.
Whether or not they have COVID and other infectious diseases is Tulane University says the primates are not infectious. But as of a day ago, there was one that was still on the loose. The other 39, I think, were eliminated.
We all know where this is heading, okay? Because they've made movies about this. One of them, the most intelligent one, is now going to go out and defeat humanity
Right,
because
that was why it's
they're
a
sick
Planet
of
the-
what
of
Trump
the
is doing
Apes,
to the
but-
country.
Although it's not Planet of the Apes. That's true. Maybe they'll save us with their woke monkey agenda. Speaking of woke monkeys, I saw it also on Reddit. I think they're tracking me. So this is a study from 2003 about monkeys rejecting unequal pay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So this is kind of an interesting little video to see.
Radicalized.
They're giving the
Oh,
monkey
yeah.
cucumbers or grapes.
They like grapes more than cucumbers.
Yeah,
Who
clearly.
doesn't?
You can see the monkey's reaction when he's like, "Okay, well, how come he gets a grape? Hold on, wait,
Like, whoa,
whoa, hey."
what the fuck,
Oh,
man?
Cool, not cool.
Wait, who's getting the grapes?
On
The
the
one on the
right.
right is
Right.
getting grapes.
And he's like,
And he's getting cucumbers.
Nobody got time for that.
It's again cucumber.
Cucumber. He puts it back. It's like he eats it.
we have to.
No.
Awesome.
We have to.
I want a grape.
This video is asking to be overdubbed.
Yeah, there is audio on it. technically,
Look at
but
that, man.
Gets the
Poor
grape.
guy.
This
So
is-
the other guy's like, I got a grape.
She tests her
No.
Look at
Outta
this.
here.
His head movements are hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, you made your point. Give him some goddamn grapes.
What is the throw?
That is so human.
I know. So I mean, it's hardwired into us.
awesome.
But
to,
wait! It ended.
That's it. I
Yeah.
mean,
Don't
there's
they
probably
ever give
more.
that guy a grape?
They better. That's
Oh,
true.
come on.
So
Hopefully,
I
when
mean,
it was
this
officially over.
research has been going on for decades, and
So
So
there
they're
are,
need to see
tormenting
this.
monkeys for decades.
I had
That-
it so
More
right.
than
This-
more than tormented.
This is how we're
the question.
feeling.
This is
I
a
know, you're
research
right.
paradigm that is long established.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is, which species of animals have a concept of justice
Okay.
and fairness? Right? Clearly, 'cause like if you were just giving that monkey cucumbers, he'd be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the other guy.
But he sees that the other guy's getting grapes, and now suddenly it's not fine because it's not fair. So above and beyond anything else,
Yeah.
there is this sense of fairness. They have a sense.
Yeah.
They have an internal sense of justice and fairness.
Or jealousy.
Yeah,
well-
or envy. Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you can interpret it in different ways, but clearly they have a sense that he's getting something I'm not getting.
Yeah.
and I'm pissed
It's
about it.
FOMO.
It's FOMO.
It's
Monkey
FOMO.
FOMO. Monkey
Yes.
FOMO.
And I think like jays have this, birds have
course.
this. The same thing. Like if you
Really?
yeah.
What about like
So not
crows
only
or-
that, but they also have a behavior of retribution. So if you, I can't remember the species he was in, but for example, if, like the birds have a network of warning. So if a predator enters an area, whichever bird sees the predator will let out
specific.
a warning call. Now that's dangerous to them because they're now identifying themselves, but it warns the whole group of birds.
Right.
And so you have to. It's
It's
it
altruistic.
makes sense if everyone does it, then your net advantage is higher. So you take a hit one time, but then a lot of other times you'll be warned by other birds.
Right.
Now, if a bird doesn't give the warning call and they get caught, the other birds will punish them for not
By
doing
not- and
their
they won't
duty.
give it grapes.
And they won't. Well, they won't. I forget they'll punish it like they won't warn them. They won't have reciprocal warning.
Wow, there's revenge.
So
and
they have a sense of social commitment, of justice, and retribution
Wow.
That's
in
pretty
in order
cool.
to
Yeah.
in order to maintain the social behavior.
Yeah,
so
like-
this
like the
basically,
mores.
so these things exist in social animals. Basically, you need some kind of behavior to
Community.
reinforce the
Yeah.
mutually beneficial social behavior and to punish people who do not go along,
Right.
who try to basically, parasitically sort of benefit from the social safety net without paying into
Contributing,
it,
yes.
basically.
Yeah, it's like you
Isn't that awesome that
Yeah. I love
birds
it.
do this and monkeys do this?
whenever
Yeah.
people cheat on their taxes, that's what
Yeah.
they're doing.
So all of this highfalutin, ethical philosophy that we think we have exists.
Exists at a
I mean, it's hardwired in us and we could see it in other animals as well.
So we could elect a monkey for president.
I would. I'd do it right now.
I would elect that monkey throwing that cucumber
Yeah.
Right.
Heck, you go.
Yeah, at least the monkey knows.
over our current
That-
administration.
why is it so funny? I mean,
Because it was so human.
Yeah,
to
I
watch
guess
that
that's it. Because
behavior.
monkeys have the ability to make me laugh when they do human things. You're right. It is the human factor.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they are really close to us evolutionarily.
Do you guys ever see that? I can't remember the type of monkey it is. We ever see that video? Is that Jerry? The monkey comes running out of the woods to get the grapes from the guy.
Yeah.
It was a meme. It's so freaking good. My kids made me watch that video 1,000.
Is that the one where
times.
he's coming
Yeah,
out?
yeah, he's coming up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Is that Jerry? He's got cameras all over these woods. Yeah, it's so awesome.
They're doing the voiceover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have to find
what
it right
else,
now?
Ian?
Do I have to find it right now?
Yeah, Jerry the
sneaky
monkey. He's black. The monkey is black fur.
Oh, wait.
That's not it.
Why is it playing that? What?
That's
Why
a
is
couple
it-
of
oh,
zombies.
That's a couple zombies. You're
For
right.
hungry, intestine-eating
Hungry
zombies.
There we go.
That's him. This is
There
it.
he is.
Play it. Let's see the voiceover.
Okay. Hold on. Stand by.
It might not be the voiceover one. This is it.
Hey,
Start
how
from
you
the
doing?
beginning.
Thanks for meeting me on such
Start
short
from-
notice.
start
Really
from-
appreciate
start
it.
from the beginning.
He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for meeting me on such short notice. Really appreciate it. Jerry's been on my back all day. Come on, monkeying around. Come on, dude, I'm literally a monkey. Say, Jerry, you're sneaking like that, I'm telling you. He's got cameras all over these woods. Jerry, no, I probably shouldn't have taken all that pre-workout today. No, I don't even work out. Is that all you got? You holding out on me? Jerry, you never tell me.
Now,
So ridiculous.
the fact that kind of monkey runs with its arms flailing in the air to me is hilarious.
Balance. It's a gibbon. Yeah. It's a gibbon.
Because their arms are so long, because
Right.
they're
It helps
brachiated.
it
I know they're
Balance,
using
yeah.
it for balance, but it looks ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's so awesome. Is that Jerry? He's got
Shouldn't have
cameras
taken
all
that
over
many
these
workouts.
woods.
I don't even work out. That's very funny. All right, so let's look at some other interesting animals, just since it's fun. Somebody sent us this one. Earth's most unimpressed
I love
bird.
this. Oh God, I love this.
Most unimpressive.
Yeah.
Unimpressed.
he doesn't
Just
care about
visual,
anything.
Unimpressed.
I think it's unimpressed.
Admittedly, evolution hasn't been too kind to them in the ethics department either.
He's like, whatever.
He's just like, kill me now, kill me
It's
now.
ridiculous.
A major difference between them and owls are their claws.
Also, this bird is from Australia, I believe.
Tiny frogmont looks like what you
So that's not no, it's not an owl.
Kingdom.
He is like,
Tiny
"Get
frogmoths are not the only masters of disguise.
It's so fluffy.
He just looks like an old angry man.
Yeah.
What? Whoa, that was an interesting expression.
And can do a sort of instant metamorphosis from a
So what are we
judgmental
looking at? What kind of bird is that?
judgmental.
That's a cool animal.
Whoa,
cool looking.
what the hell, man? He looks like
Big
The
round
bark
eyes
of a
and our
tree.
night-living creatures.
That's a cat. somebody
This is
said.
thanks to something
That's
called
I was thinking cat attitude.
No, I'm
for
pretty sure that is an owl.
Yeah, it
I
could
thought
be a
I heard
type
him
of owl.
say that
ever
it
see-
wasn't.
Pretty
You ever
fun.
see an owl without any feathers?
It's
They
They're
don't look
weird.
like an owl at all. They are just the weirdest looking dudes.
and do you know why their head turns so much?
Yes.
They can't move their eyes.
Their eyeballs are literally stuck. They
Their
can't-
eyes are not globes, they're cones.
It's a cone.
It's a cone, it's not even a globe.
It's not even a.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, they do it for hearing too, because their face collects the sound.
Some owls do that.
Yeah.
So it's a tawny frogmouth. It's a species of frogmouth native to Australian mainland and Tasmania. I don't know if a frogmouth is an owl, but is derived from the Latin owl. So whatever that means. Frogmouth is a group of nocturnal birds related to owlet nightjars, swifts, and
Related to
hummingbirds.
owls.
So yeah, probably.
Yeah, he had that kind of owl head movement going
Yeah,
on.
he
sure.
Looked owly.
Owly.
He also looked like a kookaburra a little bit.
You guys are fun.
Really?
Yeah, sure. All right, so that was a fun little.
What else you got, Ian?
Before we get into any other annoying stuff, here's a little "Who's That Noisy?"
Oh,
thing.
God, let's
sort
do
of
it.
a "Who's That Noisy?" So this guy popped up on TikTok. Let's see what he is.
Raptor Man here, the Zachloraptor.
What's happening?
I'm speaking Velociraptor fluently. I can talk to fellow raptors.
It's a Velociraptor
There's a reason why this guy lives in the woods.
Yeah, for good reason. They sent him out there.
I bet he'd make a good zombie.
I mean, he'd be great for some voiceover work, but I got the sense from watching this video that guy does that a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's how he seduced his first wife.
I could
His
talk
first
to other
wife.
raptors. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah. Well, somebody tagged us in that. They were like, "That's who's that noise?" I was like, "It's noisy. It's something." Anyway.
What's the weird? What is that?
He's just he's mimicking the noises used in Jurassic Park.
Right.
Right.
Not necessarily a real
Yeah.
raptor.
Yeah, somebody said, Ian, Jay would have given us a warning before playing that.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Here's the warning now. Put it
Misophonia.
in. I'll edit it in.
I wish I did play that for Who's That Noisy because, of course,
You
I
still
wouldn't.
can. They won't know.
Yeah, but these guys will tell everybody now.
Wait.
Will
wait
they?
a few
All right.
weeks.
Everybody in the chat, don't tell. All right. Thank you so much. That was good. All right.
Yeah, hold on. And somebody else said that went on 75% longer than necessary.
kinda
You
did.
are
Wow.
correct.
He hit a couple good ones though in the middle. I would say. I don't know. Whatever. Fine. Let's get to some non-TikTok TikToks. You want to talk about breatharians?
Sure.
Oh, back to these
I
guys.
remember those.
These
guys-
fucking
All we
guys.
need to do is breathe, except when I sneak out at night and go get some hamburgers.
Yep. So it's back. Old videos, obviously, but still back.
Haven't eaten for 17 years,
Right,
as we know it.
right.
Okay.
Breatharianism is a philosophy that believes that the human body, when it's in perfect harmony with itself and nature, is a perfect breatharian. Now, all of the constituents that we need is taken from the air we breathe.
Mean that when a baby is born, you don't have to give it anything to eat, no milk or anything?
No, that would only work if the mother was a breatharian. Because we don't come into the world as breatharians from mothers that are breatharian, before we even get started, our blood is poisoned. When a person gets older and wiser, he should get younger. He should not die in an unhealthy body. The quality of life that I live is the most important thing. And there is no way of having perfect happiness without having perfect health. The human body was created by the Creator in perfection. And obviously, if something is created perfect, there's nothing you can do to it but make it less perfect. And that's exactly what man has done. And that is why our environment and everything that is in our lives because of the quality of our blood. I don't recommend fasting. I know everybody thinks they should run out and stop eating. That is not the way to do it. The body has to adjust gradually and retrace itself back to the original state, which was breatharianism.
But you haven't
Okay,
eaten.
so let's just talk real quick about this fact. That guy's saying all this, and he recently had a meal, right? I mean, that happened because he looks healthy. He
I mean, he looks very
lucid.
thin, but
Yeah, but he's healthy and lucid, and his
Yeah.
skin color isn't like
oh, he was. So this is Wiley Brooks, as the name is up there.
Yes, Wiley.
He was caught cheating
Yeah.
by his own people.
What was he eating?
He
was a
so he
hamburger
would
or something.
he would go to like all night 7-Elevens, all night convenience stores at like 2 a.m. and buy hamburgers and chili, and he would eat his daily
So he was a
caloric
scam
intake.
artist.
Total scam.
scam artist,
He was caught out doing that. He also died in 2016. So
From what?
from old age,
Like poisonous air?
So he didn't say at some point like if you're a perfect
Right.
breatharian, you don't age, and but he died.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, and also it's funny that it says Fruitarian Paradise underneath. It's like, wait, which one is it? Breatharian or Fruitarian?
Now, I would not want to be a breatharian under any circumstance.
Even if it worked,
Under
food
any,
too.
well, no,
which it doesn't.
if you live forever, I mean, you probably would want to think about it at least. But I mean, this whole concept here does what though? It is basically a scam avenue. That's it.
It's a cult. It was a cult, and this guy's it was a scam, cult leader.
Did he start the whole thing?
Yeah, he started the whole
Wow.
thing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I
Patient
think
zero right
the
there.
Modern. There's like some history of them being like breatharians in the 1600s, but like I don't know if it's really breatharianism. It's at least Wikipedia suggests that. There was like a physician and an occultist who was described as having lived several years by taking only 1/2 scruple of solar quintessence.
Whoa.
So maybe that's a sun Aryan. What's the one with
There
the
are people who
sun?
think you could live off the sun.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a different. Maybe that's a different thing.
Solarian.
James
Solarian.
Randi. I mean, we were joking before, but James Randi was talking to some guru who said that he didn't need to eat, and Randy was so awesome. This was like during a live thing that Randy was doing. So Randy goes, "So I did some investigation. All I had to do was stand out behind a tree outside of his hotel room and wait for him to leave." And he returned with a bag full of hamburgers.
Yeah, like from McDonald's.
And guess what the guy said? I was only going to smell them.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know. I mean, a lot of taste comes from the smell, right? But
Right.
not the calories.
So imagine you tell this guy,
How hard would you have to smell it to get a calorie?
1 calorie.
you challenge him, and you're like,
You'd
all
have
right,
to
so I'll
smell it for
we'll put you in
a
this
decade."
room. You can have water, I guess, but you can't have any food for a week. And you're going to come out perfectly fine, right? Sure, he's going to go in that room.
Did you guys see the recent movie about this?
No.
Was it?
About the
Oh, darn, I missed it.
No, it wasn't about breatharianism, but it was about like a girl in Ireland, I think, from like 100 years ago, whatever, that claimed that she didn't have to eat,
Yeah.
and the church wanted to investigate it as a potential miracle. Did you see that movie?
No,
No, but
is it
I
a true
remember
story?
hearing about it.
I don't think so.
Well, tell us what the story is.
Is it called The Wonder?
Well, yeah, maybe that was the
All
one.
right, tell me. I don't care. What's up?
English.
Well, it turns out her mother was sneaking her food, was eating food, keeping it in her mouth, and then giving it
Like
to
a
her
bird.
mouth to
She was
mouth.
feeding
Yeah,
her
she was feeding
grown
like a
child.
bird.
Feeding it like a bird.
Yeah.
And then the kid was lying as well.
Well, that's a question. She was probably deceived herself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She was very faithful, as it were.
Well, here's a good heuristic with this whole thing. If you poop, you recently ate.
Yeah.
Okay? I know this is really complicated, but remember that because it might come in handy in the future.
Although that's not strictly true because some of your poop is just bacteria
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I know that.
Right.
other stuff
your
that your
skin
body's
cells, like
excreting,
it's the
yeah.
interior of your lining
Lots
of your.
lots of dead bacteria.
But we're not talking about like there's like the amount of
That's a good question. What would happen to your GI flora if you didn't eat at all?
They
What would
die.
happen? What would happen to your farts if you didn't eat?
You wouldn't fart.
No, you would fart because a lot of your fart is swallowed air.
Yeah, but you wouldn't. It would
Your farts wouldn't
without
smell.
eating for how long? If you didn't eat for a week, right?
You still would fart because peristalsis is still moving air down.
Okay, you're right. It wouldn't be a meaty fart though.
No, it probably wouldn't smell.
Yeah. Okay. That's what you say now.
It still might smell because you're still
we're
going to have the
testing.
breakdown products of blood in your stool, and that
Yeah, there'd be
smells.
something going
So
on.
it still smells. You still have smelly farts.
Anything that's
Glad we
in that
cleared that
tube,
up.
anything, it smells.
Yeah,
All right, so you'd poop out bacteria and dead skin.
and dead blood cells.
dead blood
Other
cells.
breakdown products of the liver excretes and bile.
But how much, percentage-wise, how much is it of a normal,
I forget the
Moving.
number. Some percentage.
small though, right?
It's not insignificant.
Okay. Oh, actually, I think I read this and it was like 50%.
It's more than you
Okay,
think.
all
Yeah, I
right,
forget the exact number.
I poop corrected. You would poop,
yeah.
but you wouldn't like, it wouldn't be. I could just,
But exactly how much would it be?
there's a guy off camera that's going like this to me. He's going like this, like
I
stretch it
definitely
out,
am.
keep talking.
Keep talking it. I was busy looking up fasting girls as it was in Ireland and England. There's a bunch of them.
Exactly.
That seem
Bill-
to do it.
Ian, Bill Smith says it all. Ian, why wasn't farts on the list of
I'm
topics
so
today?
sorry. I
It's
should have
always
added
assumed
that.
it could come up
it's
at any point.
It's on the
Doesn't have to be on the list.
it's on the B list.
Just write farts with a question mark at the bottom of every list from here on out.
Farts. All right, let's go look at some one of our favorites. This guy right
Oh,
here.
this is the old school guy. He is the original, this fucking guy.
Now he's back.
He is.
so
Let's
it's
see what he
awesome.
says.
You can say whatever you like,
I love the music.
and you can think
Uh huh.
whatever you want. But brother, we cannot
Brett?
build like this today. This is the palace of Venera, located in Italy.
Where?
And they say it was built in 1658.
That's what they say.
Just look at the design. Just look at it.
What's the name of this place?
What kind of technique
Palace of Veneria.
was they using? The building is so wide you cannot find a close-up of it anywhere on the internet. The best you're gonna get is an aerial shot like this. But when you look at the original design, you realize that the palace is actually a city. Oh my days. Now you can
I mean, okay, so I still
technique?
don't know if this guy's for real or not. He was like the first one where we like, is he a Poe or what?
Yeah.
He was
It's
early on.
it's hard to say. I think it blurs the lines. His whole channel is basically one long argument from personal incredulity.
It is.
That's it. It's all he's got. Like, can you imagine this? Look at the design. Look how intricate this is. We couldn't do this today.
It's like, yeah,
Based on, what
dude.
is that based on?
I mean,
You realize that for these buildings, like we have historical documentation of them being
Yeah.
constructed over often 100 years, 200 years, depending on which one you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like this is not a mystery that where this came from.
yeah, but
like-
he's saying
yeah.
today we don't have the craftsmen to do it.
It's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
It's total
of course,
bullshit.
I mean,
It's all about money. If you wanted to build something like that, you could.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the
It's
tech-
hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to do it without like a monarchy. You know what I mean? Without somebody. Although Trump is making a really solid effort
Yeah.
at doing that. But that kind of, we're going to spend massive resources over decades and centuries to build this thing. It's not that we can't do it today.
we could do it
Just-
today.
it's
and
hard
we
to
can, and we
marshal
can
the-
build that building
Yeah.
that he was showing us pictures in probably a year and a half to 2 years. That's the difference between today and 300 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be done. We have we have the skills. People have those skills. We have, and don't
With
forget,
3D printing.
Yeah, the technique is time and
It's-
a lot of money.
Yeah, it's time. And the thing is, we don't build things like that today, not because we can't, but because there are cheaper ways to get the same effect.
yeah,
So
Right.
why would you spend, $100 million when you could spend $10 million and get the same functionality?
or you can spend 50 grand and hire an Unreal. Unreal Engine
True.
yeah, right.
Bada boom.
Oh,
Hey, oh.
Yeah, so that guy though, he's the guy that said, and Ian and I love this.
yeah.
He said it's all coming out now.
coming
all coming out
Like,
now.
yeah, his big conspiracy. It was fun. He framed it as all of this stuff that I've been talking about. You're going to believe me now
Yeah.
because of the proof, and the proof never came.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It's always
though.
just about to come out. Always.
Yes.
Always.
Mhm. Always.
You read like UFO literature from 50 years ago. It's just going to come out. We're right on the edge. Just hang in there. It's like there's going to be an announcement. There's going to be, it's like always right around the corner.
Smoking gun. I mean, the committee that was trying to pin, illegal activities on the Biden crime empire. I mean, they said we have the proof, and we're gonna drop it very soon, and he's going to prison, and it never
Never
happened.
dropped. They said the same thing about the Epstein files. Until they were in power, they're like, never mind.
Never mind.
These aren't the Epstein files you're looking for.
Disregard all those names.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
No, but that's the con.
Right,
that's the
that's
con.
the con,
The evidence
Con.
exists, or we have the evidence, or the thing is happening, and the reveal is right around the
And you
corner.
won't believe it.
And you keep the people strung along, and then when
Dominate
when
you.
it's you basically have strung them along as you possibly can. You shift their attention to the next thing, to something else, and you just sort of quietly forget about the
Right.
thing you were stringing them along
The
for.
dog has caught the car. What
Yeah.
happens next?
Yeah.
But Steve, what's happening with the swearing in of somebody else to of a Democrat that's going to actually release some more information? And
I haven't heard about
She
that.
would be
I mean-
the vote that would solidify whether or not
Right,
the
so-
Epstein
so-
files would come
Oh
out.
yeah,
So
yeah.
The
Johnson-
House is out of session.
Oh, that thing, yeah. The House is out of session, so they haven't sworn in a new Democrat who
So
could
they
maybe
can't
swing
vote,
the
right.
vote to release the
but
Epstein
it's
files.
but it's reaching the point where Johnson, it's just like it's beyond
He's a
ridiculous
puppet.
that he can't.
He's
Well, yeah, I mean, they're not going
Not having her sworn in. I mean, eventually he's got to get her sworn in, right? I mean, you can't put that off forever.
Yeah, you
if the
can.
government ever opens
Bob,
it.
he can do whatever he wants. He's got nobody to oppose him. The Democrats, Gavin Newsom, in my opinion, is the only one that's actually like walking the walk. What are they doing?
Wow.
What are the Democrats doing? Whatever. It's so absurd what's happening. There is nobody steering the freaking boat in the right direction at all. We cannot rely on the Democratic Party to do shit.
Yeah.
We can't, right?
I mean, there's not much they can do really at this point. I mean, what can they do? That's
They
real?
could. I'll tell you what they could be doing.
They could be doing more for sure.
Their
but I'm just
messaging
like,
could be exquisite. They could be instructing people on everything that's happening, telling them how it's wrong, telling them why, giving us inside information, starting to pick the next lineup of leadership for if ever the government changes hands again. Have some semblance of recognition of what's happening, ways to counteract it, and giving us advice, telling people what to do, like whatever. Their messaging is a joke. It's a joke. I mean,
All right,
everything.
let's move on.
Right. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I almost slipped into a rant.
But you know
Almost
what?
had a J rant.
I almost did
what?
it.
Somebody who's getting called out, Steve is getting called out.
For what?
For not eating seafood. And a neurosurgeon says
No,
otherwise.
he can't. Steve has a genetic that you take.
I'm a super taster.
He's a super taster.
which is
Well,
not
you
as
could
good
be
as it
super
sounds.
tasting some seafood because apparently it's not good for you.
I eat whatever seafood I can,
Which
which
is
is
what?
not much.
Anchovies.
I could eat
in
tuna fish.
Worcestershire?
I could for some reason
like
I could
tuna
eat
fish?
tuna fish.
Out of a can or like tuna steak?
No, out of a
kinda?
can.
Oh,
Yeah.
so like mayo kind of
Only
style
packed in
thing?
water.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I can as well.
White tuna in water with like the other stuff around it, so you
So
can't
like a
taste
tuna melt is your jam?
It. Yeah, I could eat a tuna melt.
Okay.
Yeah, but you don't eat fish
I can
because
eat-
it tastes heinous to you.
Yeah, it's intolerable. I cannot. It's
I
not
don't
like I
think-
don't. It's not my
I don't
thing.
blame you.
I really cannot
But
tolerate it.
do you
Whatever
really
it
think
is.
that's related to being a super taster?
Yes, of
Because
course
I'm
it
not.
is.
I'm not a fish fan. I'm not a big fish fan either, and I'm not a super taster. It's just like
I
Well,
love
this
fish.
is Bob. It's not a all or nothing. It's a continuum.
Yeah.
yeah. But so what is it about fish that your
does it
super
taste rancid to
tasting
you?
has
It tastes-
an impact on?
Yeah, it just tastes intolerably awful.
Like, what is the flavor though? Like,
It's
is
hard
it,
to describe.
Is it consistent?
Yeah.
throughout fish?
It's omega-3.
There it is.
That's what it is.
There it is.
But what fishes or shellfish are not high in omega-3, I wonder? Are there any?
But the thing is, it's the omega-3 is the good part. That's why
Well,
it's good
what's
for
good
you.
for
Yeah.
you, sure.
So-
but-
Yeah, I need non-fish sources where you can't taste it so much.
Is there an upside to super tasting? Does
No.
anything taste even better?
No.
Okay, so it
Not
just
really.
sucks.
yeah, you're just tasting bitter. I don't know.
Yeah. Just so it basically, the short story is like a lot of people in my life will say this tastes really good, and they describe all the wonderful tastes in it, and I taste it and I taste bitter. That's it, just bitter or rancid or whatever. And I can't taste all the other things that you allegedly are tasting because it's overwhelmed by one note. It's like wine, right? Like I've tried wine probably 20, 30 times in my life. When people say whatever,
Just take a sip.
Yeah.
just a tiny little sip. And I ask people, what does that taste like to you? And they'll describe what it tastes like in
Oh, it
different
has
types of
notes
wine.
of hickory.
Yeah,
with
whatever. And I just taste bitter. That's it. I have one. They all taste identical, and they all taste horrible.
So it's not that you're a super taster. It's like you're an impaired taster. I mean, it's like
Well,
I
the
wouldn't want
super
that.
doesn't mean that it's good. It just means that I can taste things that other people can't taste. But
Yeah.
the thing is, so some tastes overwhelm other tastes, right? So if you're getting a really strong note of bitter, it just washes away all the subtle flavors that may also
Right.
be in there if
Right.
you weren't tasting it,
Yeah.
right? That's what it is.
Top
it's
three.
not that those flavors aren't there or I can't taste them. It's just to me, I just
Yeah.
taste one note of bitterness.
Top
That's it.
three worst things you've ever had.
Mustard is like
yeah,
order of
poison.
magnitude worse than anything else in existence.
All mustards?
It's poison. Mustard is absolute poison.
Is it-
Isn't
what
it
is it- is it-
technically a poison too?
It is. It is
it's like
actually
the
a poison.
actual
Yeah, so you're tasting all the bitterness that we're not because
Mustard's not even. It's like bitter does
What
not
is it?
cover it.
What is it? Is it beyond bitter?
It's
uber,
beyond
super
it's, yeah,
bitter.
It's its own
But it's a-
completely nasty taste. That is. Like if a speck of it gets, like when you get at a deli,
They use the same knife.
if they use the same knife to cut my sandwich that they used to cut a sandwich that had mustard in
Done.
it, and without washing the blade first,
Yeah.
it's
What do
contaminated.
you do? Do you ever
Would you
tell
call
them
it
ahead of
pungent?
time?
Yeah.
Maybe? Pungent?
Is it in the bitter family, or are you talking about some new
No,
thing
I mean there's probably some bitterness in there, but mustard has its own unique.
that nothing else
completely-
has?
Yes.
Wow.
Completely awful, horrible.
To me, it's kind of
flavor.
nice.
No,
Se-
it's
second
terrible.
worst.
nice.
Second,
Terrible.
Second worst.
Probably mushrooms are up there.
Yeah.
Mushrooms are rancid.
That's a texture thing for me.
It's not. I don't mind the
Spongy,
texture. I would
chewy.
love to like mushrooms, but they all
that's
have
the
the same sort of rancid toe cheese flavor
Gotcha.
that I just cannot tolerate.
I could relate to that for sure.
Cilantro, I'm like 50-50 on. Our mother cannot tolerate a molecule of cilantro
Yeah.
because she has
But-
that. It tastes like soap thing.
Yeah, but mom's in a new thing now because now she's 88, and for a few years,
Her taste has gone
her
so
taste
muted.
Those are
is
so
is essentially gone. She was for a couple of years. She was at a point was it's like Bob, I could taste the first bite and it's great, but then that's it.
Yeah.
Until it resets at some
Yeah.
point, right? Now it's like I just can't taste anything. It's
Yeah.
like shit. Even she's eating ice cream, like you can't even taste it.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, I know it's ice
Well,
cream.
I've definitely
it's cold.
noticed that my
That
taste
sucks.
is a little bit muted over the years. Things are not as bothersome as they used to
I
be.
hope we never get to her point though. 'cause
Yeah.
Isn't it
that's
as you
like-
age, you
Probably
tend to
not.
use more salt because you can't quite taste? I've heard that at least from some people that they over salt their food. All right, what about horseradish and wasabi?
You never-
Can't, nope, horseradish is right up there with mustard.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
boy,
it's got
really?
that-
Cannot
Okay.
tolerate it. It's in the same family.
Family,
Yeah, that's
Same
that's
family.
basically the same as far
Part
as
of
I'm
the
concerned.
marsupial family. So what's your
Wasabi
third
though,
one?
man, that's some intense stuff.
Fish is up there.
So
Like
fish. So it's mustard.
and everything in the mustard
Cilantro?
family.
No mushrooms.
So
Well,
cilantro,
mustard?
I'm like 50-50. I could take a little bit of
This is
cilantro.
So mushrooms, mustard, and
Fish.
and then fish.
So
is-
we need a fish marsala with mustard.
With
on
mustard
it.
sauce and mushrooms.
mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
tough when I go to a
Gosh, I know marsala
fancy
over.
restaurant.
Yeah.
They put it in it, yeah.
Like every dish has something in it I don't like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they,
course.
because that's I don't like restaurants that get to their fanciness by having complicated dishes with weird ingredients.
Yeah.
That's right. Because you can be an elegant, high end chef. Like you know what I mean?
And make an awesome
I
pasta.
love it. Yeah, like this dish is wonderful. It's awesome. It doesn't have ingredients that don't belong there. It doesn't have anything in there that's weird just to have something weird there. It's just a really well put together
Yeah.
Yeah.
dish, and it's delicious and it's awesome. Then you go to the restaurant where it's like everything has something weird in it that I cannot eat. It's-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like that's
that.
like the restaurant
true.
that we've been to down in Atlanta when we go to Dragon Con. What was it called? Guns something?
Gun show.
Yeah,
Gun
the
show.
gun show.
I'm just telling you now.
They
I
were
will,
they were in that realm.
I will never go there again. Under any circumstance will I go to that slop house again. It's like it is the antithesis of good food.
So yeah, somebody says
I-
now I know why Steve loves Italian food. That is correct. That's
true.
Italian food
For the most part.
for the most part. So occasionally you'll get mushrooms in Italian food.
Sure you will.
Occasionally,
And anchovies.
the other things, anchovies, cooked olives
Ooh.
or calamati olives cannot tolerate.
Yeah,
them.
Kalamata.
Raw olives are great.
Oh, that's good.
Raw, uncooked fresh olives are black olives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
they're
Are
pickled.
great. Green olives, nope. Cooked olives,
So no
nope.
puttanesca for you?
Puttanesca.
I love
Puttanesca.
It
And
has
then
olives and
like all the
capers and-
Middle Eastern food, love it.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Indian food is I mostly love it. You know, Asian food. You
Cheeses
just gotta
of all
pick.
sorts.
Weird.
Just gotta
Yeah,
pick
yeah.
and choose. But there's lots of dishes that are awesome. Just
Maybe
gotta
Steve
keep an
should
eye
try
out for the. Just gotta
breatharianism.
keep an eye out for the mushrooms.
I got to comment on Jay's gun show thing. You went once, right?
No, I've been there 3 times.
Yeah, I've been there a
Great.
couple times.
I've been when we all went together. They were a little off. I went there once with Liz, and it was fantastic. Everything I ate was
I don't
this is
believe you.
fantastic.
I don't believe it.
It's hit or miss, and I think we went to the one we went to just for whatever reason by random
Sure.
chance had more misses than hits.
I mean,
Dude,
I ate
this was
stuff
like-
there that on paper I should not have enjoyed.
This
and it
place
was-
is
it was
like
fantastic.
Scottish, food on a dare level crap.
No, it,
crap.
no, it isn't.
That's not
That's
fair.
not generally
That's
how
not
That
it
was
is.
my. I'm sorry.
That was
This is all
it
subjective.
was what I was talking about, where they tried to get fancy by being weird, and it just didn't. It was a total crapshoot.
I'm never going there again. Don't ask. Don't ask. I would rather eat a
trust
Burger
me.
King Whopper than go to that.
Sometimes
shit
that
place.
simple comfort food is awesome for
totally.
that reason. It's just what you need, and there's no unnecessary
I
complexity.
mean, that was the point there. It's tapas, right? You did lots of small plates, and you
It's
pick
topless.
you pick
Hello.
tapas. You pick the ones you
Bob
like.
went on a waiter
You know,
night.
and it's some you're not
You
going to
don't-
like.
You don't get to pick.
Sure. Oh,
a
absolutely.
you don't have to eat every. You don't have to eat every
Absolutely.
course.
I
All right.
don't
The
like
thing
it.
is, I'm actually very adventurous when it comes to eating. I'll try anything.
I mean, we've had
And then spit
like
it out.
kangaroo and
I've eaten
crocodile
kangaroo.
and
I've eaten
kiwi-
everything.
kiwi.
Whatever.
Wait, did we
I
eat
will
kiwi?
try anything that you no.
No.
Had kiwi. We've had
Emu.
emu.
Kiwi fruit.
Yeah, emu.
Crocodile.
That's what you're thinking. Crocodile, buffalo, whatever. I'll eat anything. I'll be adventurous, and I like interesting gourmet dishes. I like all that stuff. I just have this genetic thing where I could taste things that most
So
people
you'd
can't
like a
taste.
big Kahuna burger.
Yeah. Why not? But
Somebody,
yeah, but don't
somebody will get the
about a
reference.
just
Krabby Patty?
don't put. Just I don't know. Nobody knows what's in Krabby Patties. That's the problem.
Oh.
Just don't put horseradish on it,
Yeah.
or mustard or anything.
Oh, so when you eat shrimp, you dip it in the.
All right, so shellfish doesn't have a lot of omega-3 in
No,
it.
but there's horseradish in a lot of the.
I can't eat that.
Yeah.
But what I can have is coconut shrimp. Coconut shrimp is fun.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
man,
so
that's good stuff.
You fry something.
That's
Come
good
on.
Again,
stuff.
more proof that you could deep fry a turd and it'll taste
Yeah.
good.
So you're not a lobster roll fan? Or
No.
what?
I'm not
It's too
either,
bad.
but
Connecticut
crab-
is so known
Crab,
for it.
no.
Crab, I will absolutely.
I love crab.
I
All
will
right, somebody
absolutely
gave
eat.
you a challenge, and will you try balut? Do you
What
know
is
what
that?
balut is?
I think
You
I
probably
do,
know what it is, Bob.
and I think it's pretty nasty.
It's I think it's
It's
Filipino, but it might be other
beyond.
Asian. It's a
Is it-
somewhat. You go ahead.
Is it fermented?
Yeah.
No.
Or
It's very unlikely that I would like anything
Is that the one?
fermented.
Is that the
Is that
shark
the one
thing?
when you open up the can of fish that you
No,
you
that's-
puke?
That's
When it opens, people puke.
That's a different. That's
All
I
right.
saw a video of these two guys. I don't care if they were faking. It was goddamn hysterical. One guy's there. First off, they're both wearing like wife beaters with like a folding table that has stains all over it, and they're outside.
Yeah.
And it's a big red can, and this one guy like cracks the seal.
That's it.
And the guy sitting next to him goes
That's what it is.
like that, and I immediately start laughing. And it occurred to me like the whole thing could be fake, but the
that's-
things that
that's
those
the
two
fish I
guys
think it
did,
is.
my God, Bob, those guys were freaking hysterical.
Yeah.
You're
I-
thinking of surströmming was the fish, but balut is a somewhat gestate or whatever, like
an
a
aged egg.
Aged egg. So there's basically a bird in it, a duck.
Oh, is that? I think
It's
I've
a
seen that on
partially-
Survivor. I think I've seen
That's
that on
terrible.
Survivor.
Yeah, it's a very popular. It's like a bar snack, honestly. It's like they
Fuck
they just.
that. Fuck that.
A friend of mine has
Give me
had
a
it before. And he's
break.
like, "Oh, that one was looking at me." Like, it was.
Oh my God.
Why?
Yeah.
If
It's
it's looking at
essentially-
But the thing is, we don't need to eat that weird shit.
I mean, this is. I think it comes from.
Yeah, the Cardassian egg that Picard ate. That's exactly what that is.
Someone said it's a rotten bird in a shell. Yes, it is a rotten bird in a freaking shell.
I guess in a way it is. Anyway.
Hey,
There's
Steve, will
there's
you
a
eat
lot of
this
interesting
completely
food out there.
disgusting, weird
Hey,
shit?
I had
over here?
haggis. I had haggis in Scotland.
So
What
did
you
I,
think
but
about
I
it?
think
But-
that was tourist.
I think it was
touristy.
tourist haggis.
It was tourist
I
haggis.
agree because it was good. I actually liked it, but I didn't know that going in. I'm like,
not
I'm in
fermented, you're right, it's not
Scotland.
fermented.
I'm gonna have freaking haggis,
See, to
and I
me,
did.
When I don't know where this got into my head.
Yeah.
And maybe it. I've been to Sweden a million times, and they have some really big dare foods over there that
Yeah.
they like to eat. But anyway,
I've
I
had
think
insects.
I was
Yeah.
talking to someone from Scotland that
That's
said
what it was.
that they ate haggis, and I asked them what it was, and they said it was boiled
Organ
in the
meats.
stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was the organ meats, and he's like, and they cut it open the stomach, and the big chunks of meat come out, and they eat them. And I'm like, wait a second. So you're like gonna pick up, or you're gonna cut into a piece of lung and liver or whatever, and you're gonna eat that. But then when we went,
It was nice.
It was minced.
It was finely minced in a brown
Prettified.
sauce, and that's all you were really
I mean,
tasting. I
it
think,
was
is the brown
akin
sauce.
to a sloppy Joe in
Yeah.
a sense. It had that much sauce in it,
Yeah.
so it
Right.
would have tasted good no matter
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah,
But,
One
but
look
for the
at us.
record, I had
Yeah,
Me too. Me too. And I think they took one look at us and said, "Yup, tourist
them the
haggis.
tourist
Tourist haggis for these guys."
I mean, we've eaten hot dogs. I mean, you think a haggis
Oh,
is
hot
worse
dogs
than a
is
hot
American
dog?
haggis.
Hot
yeah.
dogs are
I mean,
tasty, though,
I
man.
know,
Hot dogs are
man.
delicious.
Did you know that the rest of the world thinks hot dogs are the most
They don't know what
disgusting?
they're missing. I'll admit that's probably cultural. I love hot dogs. I have my hot dogs with nothing on them though.
Just
That's
no,
just
not even
weird.
ketchup.
But even,
Nothing.
That's weird.
Wow.
A hot dog and a bun.
Hot
That's
dogs
it.
are supposed to be eaten with a bun and mustard.
No mustard.
Ketchup, baby, ketchup.
Steve.
I used to have them with mustard.
You ever have a
Onions are
sauerkraut
so
or an
sour,
onion
yeah.
hot dog?
Sure.
Remember
That's pretty good.
JK's? Dad got those.
JK's, yeah,
It was a hot dog that was mostly cut in half by length,
Yeah.
right? And then they would put these grilled onions on it. And I remember I've been with Dad a million times
man.
when he'd get it. And one time I tried it, and I'm like, I didn't eat that for the last 20 years.
What's my problem?
What the hell? It was fantastic.
Yeah.
But to,
Uh-huh.
you know what it was? It was a holdover from being a little kid where that was too whoa. You know
That's
what I
too
mean? It was
much.
too powerful. Like onions
Yeah.
were too powerful for me when I was a kid.
So
Curry
all of
works.
these live streams always devolve into
I know.
food
We
discussions.
apologize.
Right,
I'm sorry.
right.
We don't
And-
have the Will It Bread segment right now.
Yes,
we're
let's
gonna
get that back.
to it.
Let's get that back.
I know.
Please.
We'll get back to it.
I'll
We'll make
buy
something.
it. We'll buy it and bring it. Like,
No, we gotta.
like
make
if we
it.
have
Oh,
to.
we just to make it.
If it's a choice between not having Will It Bread
We'll
or
just buy
store bought,
McDonald's
No,
hamburger.
no.
I'll go with good store
Why
bought.
would
All right,
buy
wait, someone
bread.
asked but what about lettuce?
What about
Lettuce is fine. I love lettuce actually. I love salads. I put lettuce on
He's a
sandwiches.
salad
However,
Steve makes salads.
some lettuces
Are bitter.
get bitter, and
they
I'm
are.
very sensitive to. I don't anything like radicchio
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
rocket
like
salad.
some of those-
anything at the bitter end of the spectrum. No, no,
Steve,
no.
they taste
But-
bitter to me too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
of course.
romaine and iceberg and
Oh,
butter
iceberg-
lettuce.
Iceberg
and-
is like breatharian food.
It
There's
is.
almost
Iceberg-
nothing in it.
But romaine is good. Romaine
is solid.
Romaine is my go-to lettuce,
Yeah, it's
and
wonderful.
I put spinach in there as well.
Spinach,
It's
I was
very
going to
good.
say, if you
how
add
about
those two, you're
baby?
doing
How
good.
about
And I like kale. I put kale in
Ian,
salad.
what's the one that's
Yeah,
super
yes.
smooth? It's called baby something.
It's smooth.
It's the leaves have like this curved
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
conical shape to them, and it is fantastic.
Are you talking about Boston Bib? No,
about. Not bib lettuce.
No, is it
bib
bib?
lettuce is good too, by the way.
I like bib lettuce. No, this one has a baby thing in its name. Anybody out there?
Anybody out there? I'm
Uh,
looking it up. I don't-
Anyway, look, it's green, it's conical. The leaves are very smooth, and they're it's almost like creamy lettuce. They're fantastic. Anyway,
Arugula, no.
yeah, we do love food a lot over here,
Don't
don't
like
we?
arugula.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about it, you know what I mean?
All right, so kale. The thing about kale is
It sucks.
baby kale is less bitter. Baby kale is good. I love the texture of kale, and it's actually good. You guys, that's the low end of the bitter, range where if you have dressing and stuff, it's fine.
Steve,
But the other thing is,
kale's like eating freaking like
If you-
sandpaper.
I like it though.
Nah.
If you cook it even a little bit and you put like something like carrots in there or even just a little bit of sugar, it completely eliminates. the
This isn't
bitterness.
like survival eating where you got to like figure out the way to choke down this thing. We don't have to eat shit like kale.
No, I'm saying I like kale.
Sure
I
you do.
like it as long as you can cut back the bitter. It's not if you cut back the bitterness even a little bit.
I don't
Is
know.
it Butterhead lettuce?
Fine.
I think that might be it.
Maybe. Okay.
If we had pictures, we
you
don't
gotta
have to get into
massage
this.
the kale so that it like with the oil and stuff. You know,
Hey, man.
it's kinda, you know what I mean?
You know,
And dyed
adult
down.
kale, you can cut yourself on it. That's my last statement about
It's
kale.
crunchy. It
Little
has good
gem,
texture
maybe,
to
a
it.
No,
little
thank you. Why?
gem.
Just to eat spinach.
Spinach?
Escarole. You guys like escarole soup? Mache, endive, spinach, butterhead, escarole, iceberg, escarole soup.
Okay,
Butter
hold on.
lettuce, mescaline, crisp head, loose
It's all like cut up. I want to see
curled
like
endive. I don't know.
Wow, that's a lot of lettuce.
Mescaline.
there's lots
no.
of them. Yeah,
Not
we're
that.
getting in the weeds here now.
Literally.
Rank it, haha.
Yeah, the darker, the better.
I've tried
right?
dandelion. No, that's too better.
Yeah.
Not seeing
That's
it. Not seeing it. No, that's
Frisee,
iceberg.
Iceberg.
That's right.
Iceberg,
little
man.
jam, loose leaf,
I love when there's a lot of
Luke
like
matcha.
iceberg, like the
Radicchio.
white see-through part of the iceberg. It's like, yeah, no nutrition here.
Ooh, what about cabbage? You like cabbage?
Cabbage is all right. It's like nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, cabbage
really
is
have
more of a
much.
like it's got to be cooked properly with other stuff. But like again, it's one of those things. Like, are you gonna go out and be like, I'm sweating cabbage? No,
Literally.
no thanks.
All right. Should we just go to move on to some TikToks? Or
Yeah.
you guys have anything else you want to say before we?
Everybody be excellent to each
All
other.
right. But more importantly, we have some shows coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to promo the show?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Go ahead.
All right, here we go. Be excellent to each other.
Okay, Sandra.
It's important, Ian.
All right,
It's
fine,
you know people are sad and frustrated. Everyone's kind of in their own little little hate bubble and all that shit. If we spent some energy making other people happy, the world becomes a better place. I will stop now.
All right, that's very good.
And
All right,
be
we-
skeptical.
Let me tell you
Don't
everything that I
believe
know.
nothing.
Everything that I know that we're doing.
Yeah.
All right. Number one, we have the Seattle show, and that's in January. I believe the show is January 10th.
Right
There's,
here.
there's 3 shows that weekend, though.
Damn.
January 9th, we are trying something that people have been emailing us about for almost the entire thing. They want a really exclusive meetup with the SGU.
Haven't we done that?
No. I'm talking like the numbers are going to be like
5?
very low. I don't know. We haven't fully decided yet because we're still
Definitely no more than 20.
But yeah, it's going to be and it's going to be like a hangout social situation. That's going to be on Friday the
Rent a
9th.
yellow bus. and drive
That'll
around.
be up soon. Then Saturday the 10th in the morning, we're going to do the private show, and Saturday night, this is July 10th, we're going to be doing extravaganza. We typically do like 11 or 12 as for the private show and 8 p.m. for the extravaganza. Then we fast forward to March, and we're going to be in
May. Isn't it
New
May?
Haven. That's
No.
not locked in though yet.
no. Oh wait.
You're
So
talking
it's,
about
We're
May.
planning March, New Haven, but that's not locked in.
Yeah.
Then
What's
we're going to May,
is it
Let's
May
jump to
for Wisconsin?
For Madison, yeah.
Madison, Wisconsin.
Madison, Wisconsin. We're going to do everything I just said, but we're going to do it in Wisconsin. The three different shows. Then we have a New Haven thing that's not fully dialed in yet, but that's in the works. That's going to happen. Then we're going to be at SciCon in June, which is in Buffalo, New York.
Yep.
And
Gonna
I am
shuffle
trying to
out to
convince
Buffalo.
everybody that is interested that we should take the drive and go to the Star Trek Museum. Go a day early and go to the Star Trek
I'm
Museum.
there, man.
Okay, that I said it.
For the New Haven thing, we should try to do a pizza thing.
Oh, we will.
Oh,
You know.
goes without
Absolutely.
saying.
Without. Oh, sorry. I
And
shouldn't have
then-
said
The
The
anything.
Star Trek thing, do they have a next gen?
They've been working on it. I don't know if it's open to the public yet, but by the time we go, I would say there's a very good chance it'll be open to the public. Then we are going to Australia and New Zealand. Well, it's actually L.A., Australia, New Zealand.
True.
L.A. will have at least 2 shows. That's going to be on July
What? 2026.
18th, I believe.
18.
July 18th of
On the website.
2026.
It's out.
And then we don't know what part of LA, but it'll be in LA. Then we fly to Sydney, and Sydney's going to have lots of different things going on. Right now, the big one is, of course, Nauticon Australia. It'll have a private show. It'll have an extravaganza, and there might be another thing that we do. And then we go to New Zealand, and that's going to be on the 29th, July 29th or 30th, I think. And we'll be doing it's going to be a conference that we'll be doing a lot of stuff on Saturday for. And then we'll be doing a extravaganza and a private show. And more to come. We have other things that we're talking about
More
too.
is
So
happening.
we're very busy. So this is all possible now. A lot of this is possible because Steve is now retired.
And also because of supporters like you.
Oh, of course. Well, I was getting to that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You do
It's
it.
like, you take the fun part.
I'm just like.
I do the
get
work
to it
part, and you
already.
take the fun part.
Right.
Thing that we're doing largely because of our patrons and general supporters, anybody that helps us in any way. If you become a patron, you go to patreon.com/
Patreon.
Skeptics Guide / Patreon.
Or you can click on this button, Skeptics Guide.
Yeah, Skeptics Guide.
Are you going to upload
We do
that photo? That's a good
we
point.
do
You should
advertise
probably
on the
update that
show,
photo.
but if you have noticed, there hasn't been a lot of advertising on the show, and I can't complain in public about why. But usually there's
Yep.
people that are not doing a good job that I have no control over. That's all I'll say.
Well, also just the whole people are advertising less on podcasts.
That's true.
Yeah.
it's
Across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So,
we-
we are relying more upon our patrons.
We need patrons
than
now
ever
more than
before.
ever.
Yes, and because Bob J and I are now fully dedicated to skeptical activism and science communication,
And Halloween.
and when Halloween's not around. So yeah, we are spinning up a lot of projects. We're doing the PR podcast. We're, the political reality. We're doing another season of AQ6. For the science of science fiction shows.
We want to turn this
We
time
wanna-
slot live stream into a more formal show.
yeah, where we put more production into
We're not
it.
going to really work on that until we're over the
Yeah.
hump with the other stuff.
We are doing more live events, but also we really want to start doing more corporate and university events.
Yes.
So if you work for a corporation or a university and you want to have either me or the three of us or the five of us or any subset of us give a talk or a workshop or a seminar on anything in the science, futurism, or critical thinking area, contact us and we'll set something up for you.
Yeah, let me put a little more information about that out there.
Please.
So we have a list of talks that we can give, like seminars, like a varying degree of different things that we can talk about, which will be listed up on the SGU website on the page that is dedicated to these corporate events that we've been talking about for 20 years. But we do have a lot of different things that we can talk about, all of them addressing different issues of people in business that they can benefit from some type of critical thinking. So more details to come, but if you happen to if you work at a company, you know what kind of stuff we can talk about. Go to info@theskepticsguide.org, send an email to us and just say, hey, I would love to talk to you more about having you join or talk to someone at the company I work for or whatever to line up a corporate event. We're all ears. Some people are saying, Steve, they want me to make a Jay's Rant segment of the show.
Yeah.
Now let me tell you, I can.
That has to be spontaneous.
Rants
otherwise.
happen. They happen. However, there is a likelihood of a rant happening if we talk about certain things for a certain amount of time. So it's kind of like we don't know if it's going to happen, but it might happen. But if you've noticed, I haven't been doing them a lot because I have been training myself to control myself as much as possible. It's the Jedi training that's actually helping the most.
So someone asked a very interesting question.
Yeah.
Do we accept donations of stock? So if your question is, do you accept donations of X? The answer is probably yes.
Well, we wouldn't want a donation of aggressive monkeys.
If there's live animals involved, then you have to talk with us directly about that. That's not a categorical no. We just want to have a conversation about that beforehand. But definitely anything in the currency or inherent value realm, absolutely. What I remember,
have any Bitcoin from
I
20
was going to
years
say, I
ago?
remember whatever it was, 10, 15 years ago, someone asked, do you take donations in Bitcoin? And we did, it's not that we said no. It's just that we didn't have a wallet at the time. Like we had no idea.
We didn't really know.
We didn't know. So we'll look into that, and then we never did.
Yeah, it was only
basically.
100,000.
Maybe we
Bitcoin.
should
I
have.
have a story
Imagine if
that
we were
probably
a
happened to a lot
billionaire
of people. It's very
skeptical.
very brief. When Bitcoin first came out, I had some friends who were telling me about it, like Jack and stuff, and I'm like, it's in early days, guys. It was so silly, It was like it wasn't really like, oh my God, this is an emerging anything, right? So Bitcoins were worth sub a penny. It was literally like 0.00000 Bitcoin, right? That's how expensive they were. And I was going to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin at that value. And my finger was over, and my finger stopped, and I said, I can't do this.
Just $100 though?
Bob, $100 at that value meant
What's it
I would have
mean?
been probably close to a billionaire.
No.
Bob, think about it. Bob, how many zeros did I
That's a
mention?
lot of zeros,
It was
man.
sub. How many Bitcoins do you think I could afford with $100 when it was
lot.
fractions of a penny?
The
lot.
famous
Wow,
thing
man.
is the
That
guy who
just
spent
makes me sad.
10,000 Bitcoin on a $40 pizza or something like that. Wasn't that and it's worth several $billion in 2010, I think. Yeah. Florida man named Laszlo Hanyecks, maybe, made history by conducting the first real-world transaction using Bitcoin. He exchanged 10,000 Bitcoins for two large pizzas at Papa John's.
That was what they were worth then.
That was
I mean,
worth around $41. Today, I think that's worth billions of dollars.
I will have the Seattle dog.
What is a Seattle dog?
I'll try it. Why wouldn't
What
I?
is it?
Yeah, I don't know what
Yeah,
that
he'll
is.
tell us.
Is it a hot dog with shit on it?
Yes. Of course
Is
it
what I
is.
suspect. It depends on whatever the crap they put on it to make it a Seattle dog.
Right now he's typing, and we'll find out.
So Chicago has a whole hot dog thing going on. We have
Yeah.
the Chicago hot
They're
dogs.
very mustard.
So we
forward.
went there to get the Chicago dogs. I had a plain hot dog.
You sure did.
That's what you
Yeah,
like,
but
you know?
I had it worse because I didn't know that this was some big
Well,
thing. So I
yeah.
just ordered
Is that
my.
it? Yeah.
Steve's not getting this. I'll tell you.
I
that
just
much.
ordered the ketchup on a hot dog,
Alright,
and,
so
and
it's-
the guy shamed me. He's like, "Wait, you come all the way over here, and that's what you order?"
I
was
know.
like, "Dude, man, sell
You absorbed a lot of that shame before I ordered it.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice at a certain age range?
Yeah.
You probably had this when you were much younger, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed at some point, I don't remember how long ago it was, but I noticed that like my brain started to get a critical mass of information where my deduction skills, like I started to recognize that they became a lot better. Like I can infer things way better now than I could.
You just have so much
in my
more
tw-
information.
Yeah.
So that has been studied, and unsurprisingly, yes, people get smarter as they get older
Yeah.
because we have more sophisticated, more complicated networks of information in our head, right? So we just think of things in a more complex, sophisticated, nuanced way as we get older, as a general trend.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely notice that. Something I think back on my younger self, like God, I was a freaking idiot when I was young.
Right.
So
So imagine
realize it.
imagine if you lived for a few millennia.
I know.
I wonder how that.
And your brain
how
could
that-
continue to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That'd be
you just-
cool.
That's why vampires, like, you know, in the vampire, Anne Rice vampire stories, like Lestat can like pick up, he's like a, you know, a detective on steroids, like crazy steroids.
Yeah, and it's not just
You've seen it all 100 times.
it's not just length of life. The impression I remember that my take was that when you become a vampire in that Anne Rice universe, you just become generally smarter to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Because when he transferred to a human body, things were just harder. He said.
I
So
imagine that.
yeah, whatever. I mean, it's.
All right,
Those are
guys,
some
have a
fun
great
reads.
day. We'll see you guys next
Goodbye,
week.
people. Enjoy your Halloween
Yes, have a
in
wonderful
whatever way you
Halloween.
celebrate it.
That's right.
But
All right, Seattle
enjoy,
dogs are
embrace
defined by
it.
the cream cheese, by the way. So it's cream cheese on it, and then a bunch of other crap.
All righty.
All right, let's
right,
get to
everybody.
some
Move your stuff.
TikToks. So stand by while we get set up. We got that. Steve's gonna go to the middle. If you can just move those chairs and mics out of the way, if you don't mind, thank you so much. Thank you so much. This just looks like a bunch of crap on that.
That chair's
motherfucker.
not out.
Let's pull some of these things in while I'm getting ready. Steve, do you think there's a limit to how much you can know? Is there like a like
of course.
everything this stuff eventually gets pushed out? Or
I
you
mean,
just
there,
forget?
it's hard to say if it gets quote unquote pushed out. There is memory fade, right? Our memories do fade, and if they don't get reinforced, right? Reinforcement is the key to prevent fading, which is why when you study, there's a certain technique of studying. Like if you're studying for a test, where you have to go over the information multiple times at increasing intervals,
Right.
and that tends to have the maximal reinforcement of those memories. Right, but if you otherwise, it's not that it's getting pushed out. It's just that you're learning new stuff. Your old memories are fading.
Just fading away. Right. You don't
and
have infinite time to.
You have
keep
like
all
this
that
steady
stuff.
state of memories, I guess. But
So as a
you have
vampire,
a
eventually you
finite
figure
number of
stuff.
neurons, finite number of connections.
Right. All right. So let us get to this thing. You want to talk about this guy?
Yeah, sure. Talk about this guy. This fucking guy.
This Thanks for whoever tagged us in this. This was a tagged one. Spaced repetition, sure. That's what it is. All right, let's see. Is this muted? No, it's up there. We'll do this. All right, stand by.
Claim that horses didn't exist in America prior to the Europeans is the appeal to ignorance fallacy. You're saying, well, we didn't have evidence that they existed before then, so they must not have existed. That's saying absence of evidence is evidence of absence. Now that's just silly. When the Europeans arrived to America, reports don't show any large number of horses being imported into South America, yet lots of wild herds were reported being sighted there. Now, I need to be logically consistent. Even though there's no evidence of the Spanish dropping off all their horses in South America, and I know that doesn't prove that the horses were already here, it's still a valid point worth considering, because the Spanish were such meticulous record keepers, especially of their horses, so the lack of these records still demands examination. To make the claim that horses did...
All right, so here's a pro tip. If you're going to hinge your entire argument on a bit of logic, you better make sure you have that logic nailed down, which this guy definitely does not. So he is trying to turn the logical fallacies on its head. In fact, he's committing what we call the fallacy, like trying to frame things in such a way that you could portray it as a logical fallacy, and therefore saying the argument is not valid or that it's wrong. The claim is that he's trying to support this notion that modern horses existed in the New World before Europeans introduced them and brought them over. We know from archaeological, paleontological evidence that they did not. Modern horses, interestingly, as horses evolved, they evolved mainly in Europe and Asia, and there were multiple migrations of horses across the Bering Strait. Whenever that was open, right? Whenever that was open for migration, the horses moved into the New World, and we would see their remains there. But modern horses never made it to the New World. They only were introduced to North America, South America, when they were introduced by Europeans, bringing them over. That is the best inference to the most likely conclusion, right? All the evidence points into that direction, including the fact that we have no evidence for the existence of horses prior to European contact. That's a big piece of evidence. Now, he's trying to turn this on its head and say, well, the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. And that's not strictly true, the way he is saying it. Absence of evidence is evidence of absence. It's not proof of absence, but all science is just inference to the best explanation. And so in the context of a scientific conclusion, the fact that there is no evidence for pre-European horses in the Americas is evidence that there were no pre-European horses in the Americas. Now, of course, it can be overturned by one piece of evidence, right? If we find a fossilized modern horse in clearly pre-Columbian, let's say, North or South America, that one piece of evidence can shatter that conclusion because the conclusion is based upon the absence of evidence. But that it's not just that that there is no recorded evidence of modern horses by any peoples in the Americas. We also have fossil evidence. We can see that they did not evolve here, and that they did not migrate here, and they were not brought here until there was contact with Europeans. He kind of knows then that then he argues that, well, it's possible that he's trying to dismiss the notion that the Spanish introduced horses here, saying, but there's no evidence that the Spanish did not document evidence of bringing or leaving horses here, but which is also an argument from the lack of evidence. And he knows he's being self-contradictory, right? But then he says, yeah, but we would think there would be evidence because the Spanish were meticulous record keepers. It's like, yeah, and we think there would be fossil evidence if there were populations of modern horses running around the Americas for hundreds or thousands of years. So again, he's being selective in the arguments that he's using. He's using an argument from lack of evidence in one case and condemning it in another, and then selectively supporting the argument from lack of evidence when it comes to Spanish record keeping, but not even bringing it up when it comes to the fossil record of horses in the Americas. So completely inconsistent in his use of logic. So he's doing it wrong. He's too absolutist. He's also inconsistent in his own arguments. And the fact is that if we look at all the evidence, what we could say at this time is the simplest answer is that there was no modern horses in the Americas prior to European contact.
Okay, cool. Horse.
Don't fucking try to out-logic me, motherfucker.
Yeah, you bastard. You bastard.
It's so funny how he sort of catches himself in a completely
like,
contradictory piece of argument.
You still got to ask the question. It's like, okay, bro. All right, let's get on to this guy.
This fucking guy.
Are that the sun is 93 million miles from the Earth. It's also supposedly 1 million times bigger than the Earth. And that means that the heat in the light travels 93 million miles all the way to us. But when we're at the equator, it's scorching hot all year round. And at the poles, which is only 4,000 miles away, a 0.0004% difference, it's freezing? Can someone in the scientific community make that make sense? Because I can't make it make sense. Peace.
Can I just say I'm really getting tired of the just make that make sense videos, the jacking off. I'm just asking questions. Isn't it weird? Isn't this thing weird? Why is this way? I mean, come on. The answer is there. It is right there. We have the internet. You have Google, whatever. It just takes the slightest bit of genuine intellectual curiosity and the slightest bit of effort to find the answer to these questions. We are living at a time where the collective human knowledge is at your fingertips, and you're using that technology to go, isn't this curious? No, it's so simple. And even in the comments filled with people saying, dude, look at the angle of light, right? The Earth is a sphere. When light is hitting directly at the equator, that is carrying much more energy straight down to the surface of the Earth. When it is going at an angle, it's going through more atmosphere. It is not hitting it as directly. It doesn't convey as much heat to the system, to the local environment, or to anything that it's shining upon. Right? I mean, have you ever visited the tropics or even gone to southern Florida or California or whatever? You have to wear sunscreen. You're going to get sunburn, but the same time of year you could be in the northern part of the U.S. or in Canada and you'll be fine. The sun's at the same distance, right? So no matter how far away you think the sun is, it's still not that significant a difference in the distance. It's the angle of the sun rays. That's what it is, right? But don't think that you've uncovered this incredible mystery or that you've shown how all the scientists of the world must somehow be wrong because you're too freaking lazy to spend 5 minutes on the internet finding the information you apparently are seeking.
Very good. Okay. Who's called that? All right. Last one. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. Here we are. This is fine. Everything's fine. All right, hold on.
And so first I had to go down the flu vaccine bunny trail. And every time I went down that flu vaccine bunny trail, guess what I was asked? What about polio?
Right.
So I thought, all right, even though this has absolutely zero to do with polio because I'm watching people crap out in front of me after influenza vaccines, let's see about polio. Because I knew very little about polio, just like most people walking around out there do, that, it was invented by this guy named Jonas Salk and it saved humanity. We don't see these little crippled kids anymore. We don't have iron lungs anymore. Yay. Well, I would have to say that the polio bunny trail was the darkest one of all.
Because that's the big one.
Yeah.
Right. This is the one that everybody points to. We don't have
Yeah.
crippled kids.
Yeah.
When you look at the historical timeline of polio, what do you think caused it to go to essentially not be a problem anymore?
Okay.
You don't think vaccinations had anything to do with that?
Well, it's not what I think, because that's the thing. Like, look, when I
Right.
got into this,
I'm saying
I
it the
didn't
wrong
say,
way.
I want to argue that vaccines are great. I said, look, I don't care. I didn't have skin in the game. I didn't have vaccine injured kids. I couldn't have cared less about it, essentially, except that it was something in front of me and it didn't make sense. So I thought, wherever the truth falls, that's what I'm going to talk about. So what I say is that what the facts line up to show you is that polio is still here. Polio is still alive and well. Polio is called different things today, whereas back in the 1940s, 1950s, the criteria for diagnosing polio were completely different to the year that the vaccine was introduced. The playing field, the goalpost, everything was changed, so that despite the fact that there was more paralytic polio in the years after that vaccine was introduced, they were able to show a complete cascading drop of paralytic polio simply because of the way they changed the definitions of what polio is and what could.
Yeah, that's exactly where to stop it. All right, so this person is completely wrong. All right, let me just say that up front. Does not have her facts straight, and despite the fact that she went down the bunny trail of polio, I think she meant the rabbit hole, whatever, she clearly didn't speak to an actual expert who could have straightened all this out for her in 2 minutes. So let me give you a little bit more specific information to put this into context. So she's essentially saying that the polio vaccine, introduction of the polio vaccine, was not the cause of the dramatic decline of polio cases. It was simply a change in the definition of how it was diagnosed, right? How polio was being diagnosed. That is demonstrably wrong. But as is often the case, there is some nuance there, and there are some kernels of truth that she's completely misinterpreting. So we do have to consider how the changing of how we make diagnoses changes the incidence and the prevalence of those diseases. Absolutely. Just conceptually, that's legitimate. But let's apply that to polio. Polio is a viral infection that attacks the anterior horn cells of the spinal cord, and which are part of the muscular axis, and that causes paralysis in that way, right? We know exactly where the damage is being done in the motor axis. It's the anterior horn cell in the spinal cord. Now, that can look similar to other causes of paralysis, such as Guillain-Barré syndrome, although Guillain-Barré syndrome is in the nerves. You could tell the difference in a number of ways, right? One is you could look at the nerves and see if they're behaving normally. In polio, the nerves behave normally. They're not working because of the cell above it. But the nerves are still myelinated. They should still function. Right? It would look so you could tell the difference by looking at the nerves between those two cases. So that was just one example, but how was polio diagnosed prior to the modern diagnostic methods? Essentially, you were diagnosed with polio if you had a clinical syndrome consistent with polio, meaning you had an infectious prodrome, fever, diarrhea, followed by lower motor neuron paralysis. And other causes of that syndrome were ruled out. That's a part, I think, that she's missing. So it wasn't just, it looks like polio. It's like, yes, it looks clinically like polio, and we've ruled out other causes. But there wasn't a positive test that confirmed the polio virus until we identified the polio virus. When was that done? The polio virus was identified in 1908, right? The polio vaccines introduced around 1955, sort of rolled out between then and 1957. But just knowing that the virus exists doesn't mean that there were widespread tests for it. But viral testing to confirm polio was in effect in the 40s and the 50s. We have better methods today, but we were still looking for the virus at that time and confirming it. In fact, peak polio, the year with the most polio cases in the United States, was in 1952. That was confirmed with viral testing. So that wasn't based upon the old criteria. So her claim that the diagnostic criteria for polio changed the same year we rolled out the vaccine is a lie. That is not correct. There were 22,000 confirmed cases of polio before the vaccine was rolled out. Fast forward a decade after the vaccine was rolled out, there were 197 cases. 22,000 down to 197. That was not due to changing diagnostic criteria. Again, that was with the same diagnostic criteria over that period of time. So she's just factually incorrect there. Plus, oftentimes, the people who make these absurd claims, which just are not consistent with the evidence, also pretend like the United States is the only country in the world. It isn't. There are lots of countries in the world, and the various polio vaccines were rolled out in different countries at different times, and their polio cases plummeted. Rolling out the vaccine is consistently associated with a plummet in the number of polio cases, even using the same diagnostic criteria and the same diagnostic methods. So her core claim is utter nonsense. It is straight up not true. Now, whether or not she knows it's not true or she's just a really sloppy thinker and researcher, I'll let you decide. But you can 5 minutes on the internet of genuine, curious evidence seeking can tell you why her claims are absolutely incorrect. The polio vaccine, we came a whisker from eradicating polio from the world, eradicating it, completely gone. And that failed because in 2 or 3 countries, anti-vaccine propaganda hampered the vaccine efforts and allowed the virus to spread. Now it's coming back because of anti-vaccine propaganda. We would have to undergo another campaign of pushing it to every country to completely eradicate polio. Once it's eradicated, it's gone forever. And we came so close, but now we're decades behind again, all because of stupid anti-vaccine propaganda like this woman is spreading.
Okay.
All right.
That's it. Just say polio. There we go. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
All right. Thank you.
So we got shows coming up. We got next Wednesday. I think we have a guest for next
We do have a guest for next Wednesday.
So check out.
Unless there's a change in the schedule,
That's
but there's
true.
a scheduled guest for next
Right.
Wednesday.
So
Yeah.
check out next Wednesday's live stream. There's, keep posted on all of our socials and all that stuff because we will be promoting PR podcast there and AQ6 release and all that kind of fun stuff. And if you find anything more on the internet that's weird and wacky that you would like us to comment on, make sure to either send it in to info@skepticsguide.org or you can tag us on those platforms and we'll check those notifications. I knew it. Do Fridays. I know. That's a thing that we're looking into. It won't be the 5 p.m. Friday thing anymore, I don't think. But we are looking into a possible Friday thing.
We are. We've
will see.
dramatically increased the amount of work that we're
Yeah.
doing, creating content and doing this. So you got to give us a little bit of breathing room here. We're still getting things spinning up and getting things up and running. Once all the current stuff that we're doing sort of settles in, we may expand some of the live streaming that we're doing, but no promises because this is a lot of work.
Yeah.
We may make it look easy, but this is a full-time job. What we're doing right now, it's non-trivial to say do this extra stuff because we're kind of pretty much pushing up against our limit right now.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well that's it. I think that's good for this week. Thanks.
All
for
right,
joining
thanks
us,
everyone.
everybody.
Thanks, Ian. Bye till next time.
Thanks, Eric.